Play it day one with Game Pass.
Hello and welcome out to this week's episode of the Gamers Council. I'm your host, WEBDAVE, along with a very special guest right now, Kay Asante. Kay, buddy, what's going on?
Good evening. Good evening. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, man. I'm doing okay. We're a little rushed because I was like, man, I got to get back home for the show because I had to run by the grocery for the wife. You know, she needs things.
Indeed. Yes. Let's thank all our wives allowing us to podcast on a Sunday night.
Amen. Exactly. Thank you so much, Miss Kay Asante.
There you go. Yes. Whose name also is the K in Asante. So there you go.
Perfect.
We're both K Asante. That's right. Indeed.
That's awesome. She's probably more the boss. Just saying. What?
Oh yeah, most likely. Yes. Most definitely.
Amen. And we do have more guests coming, so never fear. Let's see. I think Black Viking said he was stuck in traffic due to a car wreck, but not his own, but he's behind it. So he should be here soon. We look forward to having him join us. Gaming Forte is probably still at work. Hopefully he'll be here. We'll see.
Yeah, he'll join us as he can. Absolutely.
What's that? Third time's a charm? And that what the? Just kidding. But yeah, and then Hargeet is actually at his nephew's birthday party, but he will probably be joining us here in a little bit. He says he's got some things he wants to talk about, but we will see what we will see. Anyway, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here tonight. If we seem a little in disarray, it's all my fault. So there you go. but sort of totally welcome out everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate all the amazing people that have showed up regularly. Over 60 to 70 people now watching us live, whether it be on X or on YouTube. So thank you very much as people start piling in. So yeah, what man? Let's see. We got who we got on here so far. Let's see. We got that Why So Serious, Timmy. Let's see, Hellblade Gaming. Let's see, Rachel, Retribution. Let's see, Railed, Rachel. A lot of Rays. Oh goodness. Yeah, and Kay, I may ask you for a favor later, and that is if we do get any super chats, I might ask you to read those if you don't mind.
Yeah, no worries, not a problem.
Just because yeah, old man eyes.
Not a problem, sir. Yep, I got you.
Oh goodness. Let's see, Arnie, we got Why So Serious? Why So Serious? I love it. And well, look, Kay Asante's here. Oh, look, he's here too. Oh, good. He's in the chat. So anyway, it's a whole bunch more that are joining us. We greatly appreciate you, each and every one. Thank you so much. I haven't mentioned your name. Please don't take offense. It's just there's so many people piling in, which is great. Up to 74 people joining us. And John Wolf, I see you, John. See you. Wait. We have John has his own special little there it is. Here we go.
Latino Heat.
There you go.
You and him are the only ones making that a thing. Calm down with that.
But he pays me. I'm just kidding. We probably would, right? You think, dish out some monies. So okay, buddy, how have you been doing? How are things going? And then like, what have you been playing? What have you been watching? Anything exciting going on in your world as people start piling in?
Been keeping busy, both on the podcasting front and on the home front. What I've been playing, let's see. I am, and shout out to Pong Soul. I always need to give him the credit every time I say so. I am what is known as a grazer, so I'm always playing 1,000,001 things.
Nice.
Let's see. After listening to Rand and Jez, expound on it yesterday, I started playing Cyberpunk again for the billionth time. I will say anybody within earshot of my voice, if you haven't played it or you gave it short shrift because it came out broken at launch, or you were on the last gen console, it wasn't good, like just go listen to Rand and Jez. Like Rand is usually the most, not cynical, but he does not fall to hyperbole easily, right? And his turnaround on that game is like, it's exactly where I would expect it to be. Like he went from I'll play it eventually to it is glorious. It is absolutely it is really good. Like and I was telling him on the show, you think the base game is glorious? Check out the DLC. It's even better. It's awesome. It's really, really, really good. And now of course it's got many patches. So it should play as well as the actual storylines and the game system. So it's really fun. I go get lost in there for a couple of hours every once in a while. So I was playing that. Been trying to get into the first descent. I don't know if Descendant, I should say. I don't know if you've played it.
I haven't yet.
It's one of those things that it's the sum of its parts. Like each part of it, I'm just like, hey, it's all right, But when you put it together, it makes a pretty entertaining package. And I'm a kind of guy who loves B movies. I'll watch a bad movie because I know it's bad. So I'm playing this game and I know it's not necessarily a game that I love, but it's enjoyable. So I end up running around in that world for some more hours. So, I've been playing that as well. That, and I will find, and the last one I'll mention real quick, the Dungeons of Hinterberg. I have to always say it that way.
Yes.
It's in demo form right now. It's on Steam. You can actually find the demo if you want to give it a shot. I saw it there and I was like, hey, I'll give this thing a shot, and I'm excited to play it when it comes out, like properly. It is cool indie fare and whatnot, but I still like it. I think it will shape up to be a very interesting game when it comes out. So I've been giving it a quick shot.
Very cool. Very cool. I've actually so I started up Starfield again.
Oh yeah.
And then I spent about 2 hours looking through mods, downloaded a few, and then I was like, oh man, I gotta go to bed. I didn't have time to play yet.
Have you tried that Batman mod? It's pretty cool.
No, I gotta find that one.
Yeah, and there's actually a fun story about that one. A dude literally went into the Batman games, like, and it's Batfleck, like with the cleft chin and everything.
Ben Affleck, yeah.
Yes, it's Batfleck,
Nice.
100% drawn by WB from their game, and then sent a message to WB in their support arm and said, hey, if I give you guys all the credit and I don't sell it or anything, can I put this in Starfield? And they were like, yes, as long as you don't accredit it to anyone but us, and you don't sell it and it's free, you can use that. And he literally copy pasted his response from WB and put it into Starfield as, here's proof that they're allowing me to use it. So you can literally just have full Batfleck, not somebody drew it. It is WB's Batfleck in the game.
Awesome.
And we'll run around, using Batman. It's pretty cool. I tried it for a couple of hours.
Very cool, very cool, dude.
Yeah.
I definitely got to get that. And it's some of the, I went through and looked at the list, and it's like, I guess probably need better. I guess the search is fine, but they said it's like over 300 available. So it's like you got to get the exact name or something, because a couple things of and Cole was talking about he even showed off a couple of weeks ago. I guess the booty mod, better body portions.
Now, when you say the booty mod, does that mean you walk around like Matt Booty everywhere in the game?
No, that's not it. Not peaches.
Okay.
Peaches,
Never mind.
Not peaches. You know what I'm saying?
Different kind of peaches. I understand.
Different kind of peaches for sure. And look who's in the chat, Mr. Parris Lilly. Welcome, Parris.
He's flying his flag. Put Concord on Xbox. I would settle for Lego Horizon, sir. I would settle for Lego Horizon.
Yeah,
because it looks like it's going to be fun.
yeah. But man, that I mean, that's one of our topics. We might as well just kind of throw it
Mhm.
out there that Concord doesn't seem to have a. I mean, obviously it's not released yet, but as far as
Mhm.
the beta or testing or whatever it goes, it's not a lot of people on it. Kind of scary.
Yeah, so it's weird. And I was listening to people talk about that, and maybe there is a reason for that. So anecdotally, right? When I run around, and I usually do it on Steam. When I run around First Descendant, 99.99% of the people I see there, because it's got a crossplay and you can play with people from other platforms. All Xbox people, like all Xbox people. I've seen one PlayStation logo next to a name since I don't know how many hours I've been playing that game, right? And I was listening to the Bitcast this morning, and Ty Guy Travis was saying, like, even within his circles, he doesn't know gamers because they tend to be PlayStation gamers by and large, and none of them really like that kind of game. Right. So so the numbers and the way it looks may not necessarily speak to how good the game is. It just may be to an audience that it's not used to that kind of game. Right. I mean, most of those games, most of those live service type games tend to be Xbox games or tend to be played by Xbox players. And, there is an argument to be made that on PlayStation side, you're there for that single player, Japanese focus, sometimes narrative driven. And this is not that, right? So we shall see. I will tell you, like, I was talking to the Black Viking. He's been playing it, really enjoying himself, right? Ains from Season Gaming also played it, really thought it was fun. So it seems like those who do play it have a good time with it, but not a lot of people might be playing it, possibly because it's the wrong audience that's being focused to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly. And then how do you pronounce his name?
this would be Razor Ultron.
Razor Ultron.
Razor
Okay.
Ultron. Yeah.
I don't know why I kind of ran. I'm dyslexic, so every now and again, sometimes things kind of mix up.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah. He says Concord. What? Concord not generating a lot of the engagement for the beta, and they have opened it up from pre-order to include the top 2 tiers for PlayStation Plus. Okay. See, that part I did not know. The top 2. That is a good move on their part to make it
Very
at least
smart,
PlayStation
yeah.
Plus compatible. Like the thing that I think the dirty secret that everyone kind of knows here is before long it's going to turn free to play, right? It has to, otherwise it's just not going to survive.
It seems
So
like
they're trying to just suck up as much of the pig $40 as they can, and then they'll go to free play with it afterwards. We shall see.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Parris says that remember it's early access to unless you
pre-ordered it.
Yeah. And you can't play Concord on Steam.
And isn't that next week? I think next week is when it's open for everyone. This week is only for the pre-orders.
I think so. Yeah. That is supposed to be coming. So hopefully that'll make it. But I like that. I think it's like a $40 game, something like that. So
yeah.
It's not, like you said, a lot of people have it in their head that needs to be free. I mean, even like I think Microsoft did something really good with Halo Infinite, that the multiplayer is free. You know what I mean? So that's why it has a big, nice audience.
I think they saw the market they were jumping into, right? And I would I would agree that Microsoft had to do that because they're kind of behind the 8 ball from a zeitgeist perspective, right? It's always like, look, you have something to prove, so they wanted to get you in there to show that, hey, this thing is actually worth something. Whereas PlayStation, they've been relying on quote unquote greatness for a while. They think they can get away with that $40, and they might be able to. Who knows? We'll see.
Yep. Rachel, free to play Halo. Guess it's not for him. All right, cool. That's all right. But yeah, shout out to Parris Lilly for being here. Thank you so much for being here, Parris. And also, in case people didn't know, Parris is finally really, I'd say, bit the bullet and doing his own thing. I mean, he's still on sort of a great podcast that he's on, but that he's doing his own thing. I really like it a lot. I like his take, and that they're not super long, but they're just to go in, a nice little video clips that you can watch, download anytime. So definitely want to go to Parris Lilly's YouTube channel, and you want to subscribe and also hit the bell icon for that. Shameless plug for Parris Lilly, because I know he's big on your show as well too. He shows up in the chat.
Great human. He always lends his voice, gives advice. I always appreciate when Parris can drop by, and we chat a little bit in the background. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I think so too. Very much agreed, as it were. So still other people are supposed to be coming on the show today. So yes, we do have other guests, but life happens, and then we'll see when they get here. Goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh well, that's just awful nice. Mash,
Yes,
dude, thank you so much. Gifted 5 memberships. That is awesome. I appreciate that. Let's see, we got Stilo Facts, Riot Gaming, Greg K, the Mechanic. I think there's one more, but oh yeah, and General Sanchez got gifted memberships, guys. That's Ash, thank you so much. That really means a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. That kind of support is awesome to have.
absolutely.
And
Thank you, Mash. That's awesome.
And with that, let's see here. I'm gonna gift 5 memberships for you doing that. So there we go.
Hey,
And boom shakalaka. There we go.
it's like a 401k. He's matching it.
Ray Hole, Ray Chill. Let's see, Adele 114, and let's see, Ninja Squire all got a free membership, courtesy of me. So, but thank you, Mash, so much. So yeah, and with that, I like to stress these things, that you have access now to all of the emojis that are available in there. So just burn them up, use them how you want to, have fun. I know Ahsoka's Kay's favorite.
I'm rather partial to the Ahsoka one. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
She's my favorite.
Sarah Bond is pretty good too. So there you go. Well,
waiting for season 2.
There you go.
Patiently.
Impatiently,
but still. Yes.
Oh goodness. So there you go. All right. So yeah. So if so, congratulations on those who got memberships. We appreciate that, and we appreciate you being here. Over 128 people here, either on X or on YouTube. So thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, it's good. It's good having you here. It's good. It's good that people are here and hanging out with us. Well, like I said, we do have some other people that are supposed to be joining us tonight. Black Viking is caught in traffic right now. He got behind a wreck, not in a wreck, but he got blocked by traffic because of a wreck, and that happens. That's happened to me a couple times. So I get it. Or caught behind a train. That's the worst. But yeah, and then speak of the devil. I'm just kidding. Hargeet, Chani, what's up, buddy?
How's it going?
It's going well, man. It's going very well. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. How was the nephew's birthday party?
It was good. It was in a little he's like 2 years old now, right? And it was a little gym for toddlers, and they just have fun running around, little toddler activities. So it's pretty fun for them.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So spoken like a man who doesn't have kids. When you have kids, it's like, oh God, not another one of those. Oh, anyway, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
Oh yeah, so you got a lot of good comments already. Like Hargeet is the goat.
Why? Thank you.
Exactly. And Mash, who just donated 5 memberships a minute ago. Thank you for that. It says Hargeet is nice to see you here, sir. So there we go. Stelio has a look at that. It's a salute to Hargeet. So yeah. And also welcome out Sappho. She's here hanging out with us. It's why so serious is Hargeet is everywhere. And the reason for that is because he's so damn good. That's it exactly.
He's like Beetlejuice. You say his name 3 times, he shows up. You know?
Oh man.
Oh goodness. So sir, we'll throw this at you then, as more of our panel hopefully will show up soon. And thank you so much for being here. We greatly appreciate you, sir. What games have you been playing, and what shows have you been watching, or anything like that interest you, or things that caught your eye?
Yeah, so a couple of games were leaving Game Pass. I had played most of them. So, but I hadn't played Figment, so I finished Figment 2. But I didn't play Figment before it, so I played that first. So I finished Figment and Figment 2, and then I finished Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express.
Nice.
And I played a little bit of First Descendants. So that is kind of what I've been playing. So
very cool. Well, I'll ask you because I haven't had a chance to play it yet. What are your thoughts on that game?
On First Descendant?
Yes.
I think it's got potential. I have not played. I just basically went through the tutorial, and you go into sort of a hub area, and then I kind of just stopped from there, and I have to go back because I for some reason I just wanted to play a puzzle game. Like I like the variety, so I'm like, I want to play the Murder on the Orient Express. Let's go play that. So I'll go back to First Descendant after this now. So there's also, I assume this like Monday or Tuesday, we're gonna find out the list of games that are leaving at the end of July.
Right.
And then invariably there'll be something in there that's like, oh crap, I want to finish that before it leaves. So I'll end up playing that. So we'll see what happens.
So is it like a FOMO? You think you're gonna miss out on something if you don't get it before it's gone? Or
I download everything that comes out on Gamepass, right? And I try to get to it, but I have like 140 games installed that I have to get to. And so I like going through the backlog. You have to sort of prioritize, and unfortunately some games leave earlier than others. So you have to kind of go there when they're about to leave. So I want to at least give it a chance. That doesn't mean I wouldn't buy it if it's good, right?
Right.
But I want to at least give it a chance. So before it leaves, I'll try it. Hey, is this something I even care about? Can I finish it before it leaves? Cool. If not, then maybe it's worth buying and I'll buy it. But that's
so. Hargeet, may I make a suggestion to you, sir?
Yeah.
Twitch page with Hargeet Chani playing all the games that are ending before they leave.
That's what you should.
Yeah, he plays it so you don't have to.
It's probably not a bad idea, right? So
you're playing them anyway. Like, get on the channel, talk to people. That'd be cool. People would watch.
Yeah. I know you did that with what was it, like a Prince of Persia?
With Prince of Persia, yeah. And I may do more of that. It was fun. Yeah. I may do more of that. But like you're doing a service right here, right? Some of those things come and go, and people go, I don't know how I like that. It came and it went. Put a camera on, man. Stream. Let people see the game you're playing. Yeah. You might wake up and have a bunch of followers watching your Twitch streams on a weekly or whatever basis that you do it. Just a thought.
Yeah, I can see if I can set something up to make that happen. I usually play like on my console, on my TV in my bedroom, and so it's I just relax and do that. So I'd have to set up something where there's a camera. That could
you don't necessarily have to have yourself captured. You could maybe just do some audio.
It's true, and I could just have audio, right? Yeah,
absolutely. That way, you more comfortable environment for you without people seeing you in your PJs. Just saying. Wait a minute. Does Hargeet sleep commando? Find out.
I mean, he may be in his PJs now. You're not sure.
I have an AC in my bedroom, even though we have central air. I have a mini split in my bedroom, and then I have a heat cool water layer on my bed, so I can make it as cool or hot as I want.
Nice. Look at that. Wow. So ladies, Hargeet's Love Den is ready to go.
Oh boy. Hey now.
Adjusting temperatures at your discretion. All right, anyway. So sorry, I took a dark path. But well, in case I'm shaking his head like, why am I here? Oh my goodness. So well, we have over almost 200 people here. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a bunch of people on YouTube. Thank you, and a couple people on X. We appreciate you there. Either way you're watching us, we greatly appreciate you. I did have a question again. Somebody I got last week's show. We talked about it a lot, but I'll just mention it real quick.
Yeah.
Retri is no longer on Gamers Council. He wanted to take a step back from podcasting for a little bit and focus on his family. He had some family things that have come up, and then on a side note of that, he was doing 2 weekend shows and not as much time to spend with the wife and family first is the way I look at it. So total respect to Retri. He's always welcome to come hang out with us and come be on the show anytime he wants to. he has an open invitation. He just has to just let me know, and give him a link, and he's good to hop on. So he's always welcome here, and like I said, we'll miss him, but the show must go on, as it were. So we are definitely gonna continue. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure that some people knew, because people like, where's he at? And that's what's going on. So like I said, thoughts and prayers are with him for his continued endeavors through life. But like I said, much respect to him, and he was a great member, and without him and his dedication to this channel, we wouldn't have become as big as we are now. So we always be grateful for that. Look, Red Wolf's in the chat. What's up, Red Wolf? Go ahead.
Stephen Avery saying, I'm trying to spend time away from my wife.
And on that note,
oh man.
Oh yeah, there it is. All right, Steve. Hopefully your wife doesn't watch this show. Anyway, I mean, my wife does occasionally, and now and again she'll pop in. So if you guys see a Stephanie pop on, it most likely is my wife. So there you go. Oh goodness. Yeah, I hope everybody is having a beautiful Sunday. I do. I hope so as well.
Lucius?
Exactly. So I guess we talked about it right before you got here, but we'll get your thoughts, Hargeet, on have you probably haven't at all, have you? Concord, you got rid of your PlayStation, right? So you're like,
yeah, I'd have to buy the game, and it does not look like it's that good. I didn't even play Helldivers yet, and that looked actually like it was more fun.
Yeah.
It just because of time. I might actually go buy it. I just haven't had time, and I'm like, I'll wait until I have some time.
If you wait till next week, you'll be able to get into the open beta. Right now, it's just for people who pre-ordered. So
yeah.
Is the open beta going to be on Steam as well?
Indeed, yeah.
Okay.
It should be.
But I mean, I don't know what the reaction is. What I've heard is it's like hit or miss. Some people, and maybe it's more fanboyism. Some people are saying, hey, it's pretty good, and a lot of people are saying, and like, so I don't know who to trust until you play it, right? So it's.
I will tell you, like, the people that I've heard speak about it, and again, as I said a little while before you got here, it is interesting that not as many people are playing it as you would expect. But those who I trust, when they say they had a good time, I've heard Black Viking speak on it. I've heard Ains speak on it. I've heard a few other folks, and they genuinely enjoy it. They thought it was a good time. Ains went as much so far to say that he enjoyed it more than his time playing Fragpunk, which I'm not sure. Well, okay, I haven't played Concord. I'm waiting till the open beta, but I enjoyed my time with Fragpunk. Fragpunk was also quite interesting. It was part of a closed beta there as well. So, those who have played it said it's fun, and I will reserve judgment until I get a chance to play it myself. Oh, okay.
All right. He's in the chat. Says, call me up.
Send Parris the code. He says he'll want to come and defend the Concord.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I will do that then.
Yeah.
I always defer to that. I think the best answer is always play the game, because you never know.
Play the
game.
Yeah.
Like there's some games that people like totally trash, and it turns out, hey, for me it was good. I like it. And in some cases you'll have something that's like a 95, and you're like, I didn't even enjoy this game for 10 minutes.
I mean, look at First Descendant, right? First Descendant. My generous review of that is like 6.5 at best, because it's not really a great story. It all feels very Destiny-like to me. But people are enjoying the heck out of that game, and I love that. That's
what
awesome.
I'm hearing again. This is all secondhand, right? Is like that if you continue with the story, it gets better later on.
It gets better. Okay, yeah.
Maybe that's true. Maybe I don't know, but like,
well, the reason why I said that,
game's a chance though.
I said that because it's like the game starts and it's like a planet with humanoid with humans on it, right? Who were invaded by aliens and oppressed, and then invaded by other aliens and oppressed, and then, oh, by the way, an ancient MacGuffin gives them the power to fight back. What does that sound like? Destiny 1.
Destiny.
Literally. Destiny,
yeah, that sounds like Destiny.
Right? And most of their other parts of the gameplay elements, as well as some of the storyline, is very Destiny-like. So my first initial take was, this is just Destiny derivative. But as I have been playing it, it's fun. You know, so even though I'd give it a 6.5 or whatever, it's got 10 million players. You know, Boom can't put it down, so it's awesome. It's great.
There you go. And,
Welcome, Mr. Lilly.
Welcome, Mr. Parris Lilly. Welcome, sir. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm good, man. Doing good. Going to defend the honor of the Concord beta.
You go right ahead. Floor is yours, sir.
I mean, it's really just simple, and I think you guys have already said it. Just try it for yourself. I mean, that's really all it comes down to. My only thing is, I was highly skeptical of it. I saw the same trailer that everybody else did during that state of play, and I was like, uh-oh, this don't look that good to me. You know what I mean? And when the previews came out, because Mike from Kind of Funny, he got to play it early, and I'm listening to him, and he was genuinely excited about it. I'm like, oh, okay. And look, full disclosure, I know some people over at Firewalk, right? So I do have some bias when it comes to that, just full disclosure. But I was skeptical. And I'm like, all right, PlayStation sent me the codes. Let me sit down. Friday night, I jumped in and I start playing it. First match, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm kind of, I don't know. Second match, okay, getting it a little bit. Third one, but by that fourth match, I was like, oh, I see what's going on here. I get what they're trying to do. Yes, it is a hero shooter. Yes, the hero shooter market is oversaturated. I get it. My thing is, I'm seeing way too many people condemning this game, and they've not even played it yet. It's like, get in and play it. They're trying something slightly different with the story elements that they're putting in there. This is, and I'm not saying I agree with it, but this is why they're charging you $40 up front to play it, because they are going to have story progression weekly and monthly, you know, as you go along. But the actual gameplay itself, jumping in, I enjoyed it. I've found about 4 different characters that I kind of connect with, that I like their weapons and I like their abilities. So that's kind of been my rotation. You get to level those characters up. There's items that you're going to get. There's overall progression you're going to get. There's daily, weekly, seasonal, you know, objectives that you can go after. So I get it now. Am I saying it's perfect? Absolutely not. The time to kill, way too long in it. They clearly need to quicken that up. I do think some of the weapons are not properly balanced. Some of them are way overpowered. Some of them aren't powerful enough. You know what I mean? So they're going to need to figure that out. But at the same time, this is why you do a beta, right? So you get this feedback. You get to hear what the community's liking and they don't like. Now, will they have enough time to address this by launch? I don't know. But all I'm saying is people are, hold on, let me finish this one thing. All I'm saying is people that have not even played the effing game are just already judging it. It's dead on arrival. It's this, it's that. And I've asked a simple question on social media. Have you played it? And it's like the freaking Matrix trying to dodge the question of saying yes or no. It's like, if you played it, you can say whatever you want. But if you haven't even played it yet, why are you listening to random people on the internet tell you it's great because they're looking at Steam numbers of a game that's not even available to everyone on Steam if you haven't pre-ordered it? That's all I'm saying.
No, I don't disagree. Quick question for you. Do you think that, you know, in the market, and this is just me asking the question, I'm not leading in one way or another, just genuinely curious. Do you think that in a market where there are many free-to-play options of its type, that the cost associated may stop some from jumping in?
I do agree on that. That to me is going to be the biggest barrier to entry, that you're asking people to pay $40 up front to jump in and play it. If it was free to play, I think clearly that's going to be a lot more accessible to people that will at least give it a chance. But I don't know. Like I said, we will see when it comes to launch. My only thing is, why are we completely judging a game and condemning it and you haven't even played it yet? And it's not even out yet. It's a beta. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's that makes sense.
Wait, can let me address something in the chat?
Yes.
It's a beta. You don't have to pay anything, because already here we go with this nonsense. I didn't have to pay anything. A lot of people didn't have to pay anything, because guess what? I paid for PlayStation Plus. I could play it anyways if I wanted to try it. That isn't even the issue here. All I'm saying is I was skeptical. I played it and I'm like, well, damn, this is actually all right. I like it. And that's not good enough for the social media console war mob. They still want to condemn it. That's all I'm saying. It's like, just try the game.
Exactly. Didn't interrupt, but welcome out over 204 people that are here watching on YouTube and on X. Thank you so much. We just got I get some. All right, let me do this real quick. Gifted memberships. Thank you so much. Mash did it again. Gave away another 10. That's 10 gifted memberships. Choo choo. Anyway, so yeah, thank you so much for that, sir. We greatly appreciate that. And let's see, they went to oh man, my thing jumped up there. All right, so my gosh, let's see, Emmett Kumar, Jesse P, Mandinga, let's see, Jesse B, so P and B both got one. Okay, cool. Let's see, Nate Dogg, Def Leppard, RSJ fan, Lloyd C, Dolomite, and a couple others. Things going so fast now. Also received gifted memberships. Thank you so much, and make sure you thank Mash in there. Thanks for the support, Mash. We really greatly appreciate it. But we did also get a super chat. Kind of asking a question to Parris, so we're going to read that one. Parris, I don't know if you can see it on your screen, but I'll read it out for you. It says, Parris, it's a $2 super chat from Kamara, and it asks, Parris, do you think Concord will help PlayStation?
I don't know. I would lean toward. Here's what I think. Since I see the chat wants to do the Twitter hate mob nonsense, I am not saying the game's going to be a success. I have no idea. All I'm saying is it is fun for what I played. And I will address this too. Yes, they did add it to PlayStation Plus for early access, but the game will be available to everyone next week. So it's not even a thing of it's gated behind a paywall. You won't get to play it. Obviously, other games have done this. Call of Duty notoriously does this, where if you pre-order the game, you get early access to it. So this is nothing new that they're doing this. But I mean, clearly they need to provide an incentive to get people to jump in and try it. So this beta does need to show very well to get people to go, you know what? I like this enough that I'm going to spend $40 to go play it. That if it does not succeed, I think that will be one of the big contributing factors to it, that they're charging $40 up front when it's in a market that most of these games are free to play.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
I'm just going to be honest. I think I'm just going to leave because I like coming on these shows to have reasonable conversations, and your chat's awful today. Just awful. It's like I like to have reasonable, honest conversations about things. I get it. I get. I talk about Xbox a lot. I do a lot of stuff with Xbox. I just like games. I do stuff with PlayStation too. I do stuff with third parties too. So I'm always just going to give you my honest opinion about these things. So I'm giving you my perspective of a game that I played, and it's nonsense.
So Parris,
that's nonsense right now.
Before you go, I will give you the same advice I used to give Everborn Saga. If you lay with the dogs, you catch the fleas. Don't pay attention.
Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. But here's the thing, and I'm just keeping it a buck. Dave, you know I like coming on here supporting you. Obviously, Asante, I come on your show. I like supporting you guys.
Yes.
And I'm not saying this in an arrogant way. I don't have to if I don't want to.
Correct.
I don't like going on shows where it's console war stuff. It's like, let's be adults. Let's have reasonable conversations. And when I do see the chat and all it is nonsense, I don't want to be a part of that. I just don't.
Amen.
That's just the truth.
Yep. And Parris, we have so much respect for your opinion, and we greatly appreciate you coming on and understand. You take off. That's totally cool. But please, before you do, let everybody know how they can find you, how they can reach out to you, and I strongly recommend the people to get a stick out of their ass and they watch Parris's content, because it's really good, and you really put up some good videos now, and make sure everybody knows. I will put it in the description of the show after we get done here tonight, to make sure that everybody can find it for the replay and everything. So please let everybody know where they can find you and where they can find you on YouTube, sir.
You can find me on social media. It's Vicious696. YouTube is just simply my name, and I'm on Kind of Funny and Gamertag Radio. Hey, like I said before, I appreciate all of you here. I've met you, Hargeet. I've met you, Asante, in person. Dave, obviously, I look forward to meeting you in person one day. And I love doing this, but I don't want to do console war stuff. It's like, come on, we are adults here. Let's have an adult conversation about a game that is clearly going to be controversial. That's all. That's all. And then when I see, like, I'm looking at the comments now, and you're right, Asante, I probably shouldn't be. But when I see it, it's disappointing. It's disappointing. And I will say this to the chat. This is why you don't see more people like myself come to smaller sites and contribute, because all it turns in is to nonsense.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know. So you can continue in the chat and tell me whatever, but that's just the truth.
Well, we do have moderators, and if somebody steps out of line and gets to be a total douchebag, they have my permission to completely ban, kick them, and they can just fuck off. Because, like I said,
to
we
the
have
shadow
so
realm
much.
you go.
Exactly, because we have too much respect for people in this community, and Parris is one of the pillars in this community. And if you don't like that, that he's honest and talks about everything, then maybe you shouldn't.
I actually
be
would
here.
love to get more about it from Parris, but I'll try it at some point. Maybe I'll give it, because I'd love to understand, like, what's the loop? How does the gunplay work? Is it like very Bungie like? Is it its own little thing? Like, I don't know if this is stuff you actually want
Here,
to
I'll say this. I'll say this because, you know, screw the children in your chat right now. I will just simply say, because it's ex-Bungie devs that are at Firewalk. That's just why I say I have a somewhat of a bias, because I know them, you know, and I have somewhat of a personal relationship with some of them. But so there's definitely Halo / Destiny PvP DNA in there, but it's in the vein of a hero shooter.
Now you're talking my language, because that was my number one problem with First Descendant, right? I'm like, Halo, this is Halo combat, this is not, right? You know, it was speaking the Halo energy of the Destiny energy. We all know Destiny is Halo combat. So if this actually has more of that Halo combat, maybe you're onto something.
Again, I want to caution it's not perfect, because part of my critique, like I said before, is the time to kill, and I do feel it's a little slow. I do think they need to speed up the movement a little bit as well. Gunplay, some of it's really good, some of it just feels very unbalanced to me. So this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's perfect, like, oh my God, this is going to be the next greatest game ever and take over the genre. I'm just saying it surprised me with how well it plays once you're actually in the game itself versus what we saw in that showcase. Because what I saw in that showcase, I was like, no, there's no freaking way. So we'll see.
And essentially, do you have? Is it all PvP? Is it PvE? Is it? How does it like?
No, it's all PvP. This is all PvP with like cutscene story elements ahead of time to kind of set up a narrative on why you're going down to this planet and what's happening. And like I said, each individual character, I think it's like 12 of them or something like that. There's level ups that you can get for them, and as you level up overall, there's certain cosmetic items that'll drop. I'm sure there'll be a battle pass stuff and all that. The only modes that were available right now was just your classic team deathmatch. There's I forget the name of it, but it's deathmatch, but they drop a bounty card, and to actually get credit for it, your team has to get that card. So that adds another layer to it as well. And then there's another mode, which is basically domination from Call of Duty. If you remember that, essentially that's what it is. I feel like I've played on it's 3 different maps I've rotated through so far. I mean, they're okay. I mean, they're asymmetrical. They're, you know, you can see the choke points. You can see the strategy that'll go into it. That's what I'm saying. I can see the potential of what this game could be. Right? It
so
just
most of the maps seem to be well done as well, right? So
yeah. It really just comes. Yeah, it just honestly just comes down to this. Will they have enough to keep a community engaged? And obviously up front, you know, you're going to have to
content.
Yeah. Or is it going to be enough to get people off of Overwatch, off of Fortnite, off of Call of Duty, stuff like that? There's a lot of competition with it.
Oh yeah.
You know?
And it sounds like what you're saying is that they have a little tweaking to do. So maybe the first quarter is going to be kind of feedback, response, and then maybe they'll start dropping stuff after that. But
I guess my thing is because again, everyone's it's going to flop. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But I would hope that Sony is patient with Firewalk in the early days. Let's say in the first 90 days of it, to be able to work on the kinks. It's not going to be perfect at launch. I already know it's not going to be, but work out the kinks, get it balanced, and I almost think they should put this in PlayStation Plus. Really. along
I was
with
going to
selling
ask
it.
that as the next question is like, do you think they should try to model it with free to play? Does it seem like it has the ability to do microtransactions instead of saying pay $40 up front?
Right. I would say on the outside looking in, why aren't you doing that? Like, it's interesting. And I forget they gave a reason why it's $40, and now I'm not remembering off the top of my head. And it has to do with the story elements of it. And they're going to consistently be putting out new story content to go along with it. So, but how much is
Didn't
the
they
average
say
person?
like once a week or something like that?
Yeah, it's going to be weekly.
A new story drop. Yeah,
it's going to be weekly. But how much are people really going to care about that? That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think you battle pass that and say if somebody cares about that, buy the battle pass. And like a lot of people will say, I'll skip the battle pass, I'll grind it, I'll play. That's all I want to do, right? But there are enough that will actually go buy the battle pass, right? I don't know. To me, that seems like an answer, right? Because that way, if you care about that stuff, fine, you go pay for it. Otherwise, at least you get players.
Yeah.
I don't know.
all I'm saying is, and why I've been vocal on social media the last couple of days about it, I even put out a quick video with some gameplay as well, is I was such a skeptic of it that it was a nice surprise to see what the actual game is, and I see potential in it, and it'd be a damn shame if it failed. Like, I would love to see Firewalk reach the potential of what it could be. Now, I know this will be a somewhat hot take. PlayStation should have this on Xbox too. That's just me. Put it everywhere.
I fully agree with you. Like, these kind of games
Look at
to
that
survive, it's probably not a bad idea, right? Like, there just is an affinity of shooters with Xbox. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So take advantage of it. Like, I don't if they want this to survive, why not? Your other shooters work fine on freaking Xbox, right? Destiny, you're gonna put Marathon on there, right?
Yeah.
You might as well do the same bloody thing here. But
Right.
Whatever.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, a couple of quick super chats. One of them directed to Parris. This is a nice one. Let me say it. So, the first super chat I want to say is from Lucas Augustus that said that Forza Horizon 5 had 40 million players, and that's true, and that's awesome.
Amazing.
Isn't that awesome? Yeah. And then this one is actually Parris. Can you see the screen? Can you see that?
I don't wait. I do now.
Okay.
Parris, you should you should do voicing in anime. You have a stern voice.
You do.
No, I appreciate that.
Thanks for the $5 super chat, Karma. We appreciate that. So I wanted to make I wanted him to read it himself because it was directed at him. It was a nice comment. But you do have a voice. And I tell you, Hargeet, have you got anybody to do your
I haven't even looked at doing that, but like, this is like my book. Parris was talking about my book, doing the audiobook version of it. I haven't even, because I know you have to like pay for it. I'm like, it'd have to sell to actually be worth it. I'm like, whatever. Oh, goodness. But yeah.
Well, anyway, I think it'd be worth it because it's a good book. I've read about half of it so far. But I really love audiobooks. That's just my thing. So
see, another person that's close to finishing it. I'm secretly building the book club that we'll talk about after we're all done. I'm about 75% done. Boom is about 50% done. So are you. We're gonna talk about this book after.
The question I would have, once you finish it, is: do you think it would have been better to do it as a game, or do you think it was better to do that as a novel? Because that was the thing I had to like.
I see really your point, and so far I think both have ability to live. Maybe the game first to kind of visualize it, but still, we'll talk about that later. No, it's good.
There you go. Hey, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I just want to say one more thing, and then I will take off and stop derating your show.
You're not. You're fine.
No, what I just wanted to say was, obviously with the conversation earlier, but to just add on that, it's like, and like I said, I met you guys at Summer Game Fest. It's like, this is why I do it, man. I do it to be a part of the community so we can have conversations talking about gaming and having fun and the in-person stuff. Like I'm going to go to PAX West just because I really have no reason to go. I just want to go just so I can go hang out with other people that love gaming. You know what I mean? So I just hope, going back to the chat again really quick, always keep that in mind. It's very easy to be critical and say crazy things online, but the in-person events is what it should be all about. Comic-Con's about to come up. PAX is happening. Gamescom is happening. You know what I mean? Effort to go to these things if you can, and have those in-person conversations with people. I'm telling you, it will give you a completely different perspective on the whole gaming community.
Yep, exactly. And Parris, before you take off, Luke from Xbox Expansion Pass said I enjoyed meeting you at the
Summer Game Fest.
Summer Game Fest.
Yeah.
So
It was great meeting them, and it was like even that. I'll just tell the story really quick. So this was all at the YouTube theater when Keely was doing the showcase, right? And I got there super early with Danny and his wife, and then everyone else started coming in. I remember I was already inside. I come outside, I see Cog in line. That's who I see. So I sneak up behind him, and then we hug it out. I turn to my left. There's King. Then this is the first time I met King. So then it's like we're talking with King. Nice. Then I see Hargeet, right? And then I see Asante. And then it's like I see everybody. It was like we had this
squad, man. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Right. We had this big crowd of people around, and it was hot as hell out there too. And I was like, wait,
yes,
I gotta
it was hot, man.
That's the awesome stuff, man. Or even like that last night, Asante, before you had to leave. I just so happened to be walking into it's like 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, whatever it was, walking to JW. You're in there. We got to sit down. We got to have a drink, talking. All these different people are coming up, while we're all hanging out, talking. It's like, that's the stuff that I love, man. That's the whole reason I want to do that. Yeah, it's the face-to-face. Look, the chats are fine. You can say all your crazy shit online that you want, but the in-person stuff is what it's all about, for sure. So if you ever get an opportunity to do it,
a different energy.
Yeah. For sure.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Parris Lilly, sir, thank you so much for being here. We greatly appreciate you jumping on and spending some time with us. So thank you, sir. And hopefully you will you join us again someday when
I'll be back next Sunday demanding something come to Game Pass. I always do.
Do it. Thanks, Parris. Have a great night.
I'll talk to you later. You too.
Later, brother.
Catch you, Parris.
The great Parris Lilly, and we respect and appreciate him. And I know everybody's got their feelings. I get it. But he's a good man. I mean,
the console wariness is it's driven by like the push from the other side to say anything Xbox ever does, no matter how good or bad, it's always bad. Right. And you're like, okay, well then when you have bad things, we're going to point it out. And it's like, well, yes, we can do that, certainly. But there's also the flip side of saying, do we have to be that way? Like, because they have games we play. I like, there are games that Ghost of Tsushima is still my favorite freaking PlayStation game. It's so good.
Yeah.
Right. And so like, well, I'm not going to trash it just because it's a Sony game. I like, if it's good, it's good. It is what it is. Right. Exactly. There are some games that I don't care about at all, but there are some games I'm like, I like that game.
Yeah.
I'm going to play that game.
Welcome out to the over 200 people in the chat. We have people here on X. We have people here on YouTube. Thank you so much. Kay, would you do me a big favor? And I'm going to bring up some of these super chats. Would you mind reading a few of these? We have like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
We got the great 108 Dragons TV with a final super chat. He says it was it has some issues, a little slow with the TTK, an issue with the main, but the main issue is that the comp from the others, it doesn't add nothing new to FPS. It's good start, but gamers will buy it. So eventually it will get to it. Yeah, he's asking if gamers will buy it. So I think there's a spark there. People like it enough. And he continues that with another 2,000 super chat. He says Sony doesn't have patience at all. Beware of that. Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Yeah, and
my main fear is that they aren't doing what you should do, right? So Jim Ryan had said that they're going to try to learn from the failures of other live service game attempts, and so far I'm not impressed. A lot of their games have been canceled, well, I'm just saying, right?
Jimmy ain't there no more,
Well, he's not no there, more. But they need to turn around on this, right? They must understand that once you get a response back, whether however you look at it, there's not a lot of players who decided I'm going to buy this and try the beta.
Yeah.
Right. With that, you need to respond to that like they are saying, "Oh, we're just going to make it open," right? Which they have to be understanding. Look, if you want this to work, it's got to be free to play. You got to change this whole mindset.
Think about it this way,
and make it free to play.
Think about it this way. There was a time where they and everybody saw the rumored Spider-Man MMO thing that they had going,
the multiverses,
where they got
which sounded
the
cool.
multiverses, which sounded cool as hell, and then they gassed it, right? And then there was the idea another game that they made that were so close. I think the Last of Us factions,
Factions 2,
factions,
and
right?
then they had
and their reason but their reason for it was basically TLDR. Oh my God, we didn't know that we would have to support it moving forward. So, oops, right? And here they are supporting with a new one. So presumably they've learned that there is a long tail with these things, and they have to support
how
it.
big is Firewalk? It's not
Yeah,
a big studio.
That's true. That's true.
So the question is like
mhm.
Go ahead, sorry.
No. I was gonna say JD Gamer, $2 super chat. He is agreeing with all of us and saying, Hargeet, definitely do an audio book, please,
we'll
sir.
see. I'll see if I can get it done, but whatever.
Chop, sir.
I'll pitch in if you need some money.
Hey, we have somebody new.
We do. I'll read this from Luke too. Said, thanks for spotlighting my comment, Dave. Appreciate you, dude. We appreciate you, Luke, very much. And of course, we are very privileged to have with us the one and only Gaming Forte. Forte, sir. Welcome, buddy.
Listen, privilege, man. I was asleep. I was knocked out cold. 2 days of Pokemon Go Fest will do that to you.
Amen.
Man, I was out there for the last 2 days, man. This morning I got up at 7:30 and went out with the kids, and we didn't get done until 4. So I caught myself like I got some time to go to sleep. I woke up, I was like, holy crap. But
it's all good.
Now is this you like skirting your own excitement for it by saying you took the kids?
Oh no, bro, wait, hold on. No, it would never be that because I couldn't listen. Here,
I know many adults who are still on that Pokemon Go life, baby. They are on that life.
You see those?
There you go.
See those maxed out characters? See how much got on there? Oh yeah, see
the man is about that life. Okay,
we about that life. So I'm more about the life than they are.
What did I say, Asante, on your pocket? What's the largest game IP?
Yeah,
it's
Pokemon absolutely.
By a billion miles.
Man,
it's Pokemon, and it's
Pokemon.
This is why it's like we keep talking about the small little games. It's like no. Pokemon has outclassed everyone, and you just don't realize it.
Yeah, out here, man. It was like It was like we went to went to Rochester Hills in our city. It's like the most dis area for stops and gyms. And there was roughly about 600 and something people there. It was ridiculous. It was fun though. Hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, good to be here.
Well, good. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. I got told Asante, I said, well, it's hopefully it's not that's 2 out of 3.
No,
because we did have you on. I wanted to have you on a couple other times, and other unforeseen circumstances and beyond your control, you couldn't make it. And so I'm so glad that you made it tonight. Like I said, we have much respect for you and the show that you do, and your co-host and other shows that you're on. Ash and Luca, and it is amazing when you're on our show, and then of course the crazy one, which probably will sneak in. Sometimes like sneak in in the chat when you're on the show and start torturing you, poking you, and prodding you. So we'll see if he
let's go.
On. So there you go. but dude, we are seriously. Thank you so much for being here, man. Love having you on.
Yeah,
love having you on.
So continuing with our discussion about like, will Sony actually do the right things here? I mean, I'm hoping you see the changes like in real time, right? They're saying, hey, first you have to buy the game to play the beta. Oh, let's make it PS Plus players can. Oh, let's just make it open. I'm hoping that feedback's going into management saying this can't be $40. If you want this to succeed, you got to make it open, right? It's got to be free to play. I think you do battle passes. Like if they really are worried about the cutscenes thing, just do battle passes.
I mean, they could be following the trajectory of their big money maker, which is Destiny. You make people buy it first, and then eventually you're free to play it.
It's a possibility, but will it survive? That's the problem. Will it survive? If it gets a bad rap, it may be tough. You say, well, but Destiny survived. There weren't any Destinies then. There was nothing like it. They
First Ascendant wasn't around then.
also
now you have
Firewalk
all sorts of other ones. Yeah, so I think they have to realize that, right? That you're going into a market that's got plenty of opportunities for others, right? So there's plenty of competition. Good luck if you're going to not come in free to play, right? They gotta figure that out. I hope they're looking at it. I hope they are, in fact, thinking about this and saying, "Well, how do we turn this around?" Right?
Because there's a spark. Otherwise, everyone that's played it says it's pretty good. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's
the
interesting.
Game Adaptation Network asks, is Pokemon bigger than COD or Minecraft?
Oh, heck yeah.
By miles.
Oh, there you go.
Heck yeah.
By miles.
Not even a
Yes.
competition.
Nope.
Wow.
Not
Okay.
close.
No.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
You know what?
Yes.
with-
Sadly, it's crazy how much they are. Understand
Mm-hmm.
it's toys, it's cards, it's like movies, it's TV, like all that crap. You have to understand it's much bigger. It's not just the game, and that's why it's so big. That IP is the biggest in gaming.
There you go. There you go. Well, and with that said, I'm actually going to bring up something, and we can talk about it as it happens because you can actually see this in real time. Let me pull it up here. It's in my bookmarks, I promise. Let's see here. Alrighty, I promise I got. There it is. Okay, cool. Because I want to pull it up and then I need to silence it. You know how it is.
Oh yeah.
So, all right. So let me pause it and explain it as we. Okay, I can't enlarge it. Cool, but I want to pull it up first. All right. Sorry, everybody's like, "What the hell is Dave doing?" Well, sometimes you just gotta get things figured out. All right. So I want to present this screen here. All right, so it was put up by Del Walker, and I saw this. Dirk Griggity had it on Weebly Green the other night, and it was I watched. It was very fascinating. I don't know if any of you guys have seen this, but I'm gonna bring it up here, and so what this is the most popular games from 2004 to 24. Okay. And they have charted. It takes about 3 minutes to get through, so we can do this and we can kind of watch as it goes. And it talks about from that year, from January 2004, all the way up to current, and it'll show you the amount of people that were on these games, or games sold, I should say, and then or playing, and then active users. I'm sorry, and then you can, and it's amazing over the years how new games have come in and dominate, and other games drop off, and that kind of thing. So, have y'all even seen this chart at all? Anybody seen this?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
This is my first time seeing it.
all right. So big shout out to Dirk Griggity for making me aware of it, and Dirk, I appreciate you greatly. So anyway, so I'm gonna start it, and you'll see it'll just jump out, and you guys can jump in and comment about anything you see on the screen as it happens. So here we go. As you can see, when Doom and World of Warcraft really, and look how huge World of Warcraft
I
got.
shout out to Sims.
Yeah. So it covers everything. That's what's crazy, and it's like the top 10, and then it'll jump around, and it grows. You guys can see it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
See World of Warcraft up there living when I didn't have a life.
Yeah. So this is, I think, it's pretty amazing. Of course, I go full screen and it slows down. There we go. All right, so sorry about that. So yeah. But yeah, so
Here comes GTA.
Oh yeah, and then it drops back down. But look at San Andreas is still hanging in there at the same time. That's crazy. Guitar Hero, these are all games that we know and played. Animal Crossing was up there for a little bit, then it dropped off. But World of Warcraft for the beginning of this thing was really big for a long time. But it does not look. Yeah, Black Ops jumps up there, but trust me, World of Warcraft, it's going to start dropping down here a little bit.
Here comes in Minecraft.
And if you pause a moment, you notice the top 3 belong to one guy now.
Whoops.
Top 3. I mean, a bunch of these belong to one. I mean, look at that list, right? How many are not Xbox?
Yeah.
Look at that list.
Diablo now.
Minecraft's Xbox,
Yeah.
Skyrim, Xbox, World of Warcraft, San Andreas is not. Call of Duty, Battlefield is not. GTA is not. League of Legends is not. Like, I mean, it's the domination.
Exactly.
This is just Jan 2012, right? Let's keep going. Let's see.
Yeah, this is the year that they bought Minecraft. 2 years later, they was like, "Yeah, we got to buy this."
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so look, I mean, and even then, Minecraft, it doesn't stay on top forever. That's what's crazy.
Well, we already knew Grand Theft Auto was going to supersede that at some point.
But look how the
But
back
then
and forth
Minecraft
is.
was like, wait a minute, hold my beer.
Yeah, League of Legends, and somebody like said, and look, see,
Now you get your
Roblox is
Roblox coming
starting.
in.
Yeah, but it didn't. It wasn't like totally crazy dominating at first. There's Destiny. It jumps on and jumps right back off.
Yeah, that was
Witcher.
that blip.
I got Witcher coming in, man. Holy crap! Fallout. There you
Fallout
go.
4. Holy crap.
Pokemon.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Uh-huh.
The
There it is.
ludicrousness of
There
Pokemon.
it is. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Look at that.
There you
Look at
go.
that. Jeez. And then Minecraft is a little bit. and then-
Yeah.
Look,
Roblox, and
yeah.
Minecraft, Roblox, Minecraft.
Neck and Oh, boy. Hey, now.
Shout out to
Now
all
you
the
got
work
some
you did
Fortnite
to
action
make this
coming.
happen.
There we go.
This is,
Roblox started dominating in 2018. Jesus.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
And then
crazy.
Fortnite came and went, hold my beer, son.
Mhm.
There you go.
PUBG, a little
Wow.
start. But World of Warcraft starting to make a comeback, then it drops back down way off the list.
Warzone. Oh, here we go.
There's Last of
This is
Us
amazing.
on the list off
Oh
the
my
list.
gosh,
Wow.
Fall
Fall
Guys.
Guys.
Among Us.
Among Us.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk for a little bit.
Cyberpunk.
Holy
Yup.
crap, man.
Yep. This
So
is
we're-
amazing.
And this neat. I saw this
Mhm.
and I was just blown away by it. And it's like big shout out to Dirk Griggity
Yeah.
and
Alvin.
Weebly Green, WPG for making me aware of this on his show. Amazing.
Last
show.
of Us. Hey, a PlayStation game.
Yeah, exactly.
Hogwarts.
Hogwarts
That
Legacy.
makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing how close blows that Roblox and Minecraft keep throwing. Like they're just
But
always.
number one, Minecraft.
Yeah, still. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So now,
But you-
now look at
that's
the top,
crazy.
and it's like, holy crap, what's in here? It's it's
It's
there's
just
a
real
couple of
interesting.
Xboxes, but Jesus, it's all different.
It's just interesting looking at the games that were like lightning in a bottle, a burst. Like it just
Mhm.
hit
Mhm.
and it hit so hard for like 3 months and then it just disappeared.
Yep.
Yep.
Where's Warcraft? Where's World of Warcraft in this list? Of course, as soon as the new expansion hits,
The
you're
DLC
gonna
comes
see it
out,
on this
yeah.
list
Oh
again.
yeah, you'll see
Yeah.
it on the list again. Yeah.
Yeah.
And is this concurrent players? Is this number like of sales? What is the
Let me see if I can find out what the actual criteria is. But one thing to point out though, like Fortnite and Roblox, they're free to play games, right? Genshin Impact,
Yep.
right? All free to play
Yep.
games. But still on this list, the number one game is a $20 game. It's Minecraft.
Minecraft? Yeah.
So free to play, definitely, obviously, because there's so many of them on the list. Is on PUBG as well, But I mean, as far as it I guess it just depends on your price point and the quality of the game that you have out. It says most popular games.
Yeah,
That's
most
all
So
that's
popular
it's
games.
player base, right?
So,
It's player base. Yeah.
oh yeah, player base is what I would assume. So
Yeah.
shout out to Dale Walker for putting that out, and then so yeah, nice that he shared that out. So anyway, I just thought that was really
Yeah. It's crazy.
fascinating that's
Mhm.
that's
That's a-
something that they had. So what did you guys think about that?
I was mesmerized just looking at the numbers, like, whoa.
Wow.
See, like certain, like it like matches up with things that you remember. Like when I saw Black Ops go up and then come off, it was like, oh yeah, there's that annual release, and then it just dropped right back off. And then, like you said, was like as soon as Minecraft got into that top part, I was like, yeah, 2014 and on, Minecraft stayed in the top 3 of concurrent player bases for a long time. So, and like you just said, World of Warcraft, whenever you saw a new expansion, it popped up there. But
Mhm.
it was just, that was the time, like before 2011, Blizzard just couldn't be stopped. Blizzard was just ridiculous with every little thing that they released, all of their cinematics that people literally just wanted to watch a movie for. It was cool seeing Overwatch hit that list for a second and come off. I was like, so all the games that basically meant something to somebody out there that had a really good player base hit that list at some point. It was just the consistency of certain games are the ones that kept at the top, and that was really, really cool to see. I would really, really love it. Like even seeing Grand Theft Auto 5 hit that list, it was like you look at that game as a game that sold over 100 million copies. But like you said, this is not based on sales, it's based on player base. So it lets you know a lot of people bought it, but a lot of people fell off of it and they came back for different things. Whereas games like Minecraft, Fortnite, and Roblox maintained their player base consistently.
Yep. And it's right. Free Fire is a mobile game, so that's a cool call out there as well. And we do have another super chat that Kay, if you don't mind reading this one, because
no worries.
$2 super chat from JD Gamer, which all it
JD
says,
Gamer who and he says, and I'll say it in the most y'all know I'm going to do it. Hey Forte.
Hey JD. We do this to each other when it comes to
done,
my job.
sir.
Oh, that's funny.
When it comes to my job, I'm like, hey JD, what's up?
So one thing I'll point out in that thing is I don't think it includes some of the bigger mobile games, like because if you think Candy Crush, Candy Crush has hundreds of millions of players.
Yep.
So I don't think it's including all the actual bigger games, right? Because mobile is where you get crazy numbers.
Yep.
So
don't forget, Power was after this list. Yeah, but like I said,
Yeah,
when you saw
true.
Pokemon Spike, holy shit, that was huge spike. The rest of the list was like in a little corner, and it was,
the rest should have went home at that point. It was over.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to the 250 people here watching us on X and on YouTube. Thank you so much for that. Haven't heard back from the Viking. Like I said, last time he messaged us, said that he was behind, not in a wreck, but he was behind a wreck on the highway, and so he's waiting for that too before he could get here. So he may or may not.
You know what he's doing? I'll tell you what he's doing. Right?
Oh, what's he playing?
Somebody stopped him in the middle of traffic to let him know his horrible takes on Halo. I don't know if you put horrible takes. They had to take him to task. They're right now. One of the guys is talking to him and laying out all the reasons why he's ridiculous in his thought process and making sure they mothball the chief in order to move Halo forward. Ridiculous, I say. I'm sorry. That's what he's doing. He can come and defend himself when he gets here.
There you go. And shout out to Sir X-Men for being in the chat. We appreciate you.
That's funny.
That is funny. So I guess let's take a little I guess divergence. We're gonna last talk about the last topic, which we're not near yet. We're gonna be talking about the increase with Game Pass and all that kind of stuff. So I guess there's a rumor that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is set to release soon. And then there's the big. I'm just gonna say it. J-Mac, Big Mad Mo, welcome guys. Spartan 116, guys, welcome. Appreciate you being here. There's a rumor, and I'll just say it's a rumor because I have no idea if it's true. Boom was kind of him-hawing around it. Some people have said it that is there a possibility that Helldivers 2 could possibly make it to the Xbox? Is that even possible? Would they even do that? I mean, to make more money and a bigger player base, it seems like it would be good for them.
For my take on that,
yes,
I don't see that happening anytime soon. I just never do. I never did. If there's even a shred of hope, which I still don't think I don't think we'll see that. It would be a big deal for a PlayStation game to come to Xbox, and they'd make a bigger deal about it. It wouldn't just kind of slip out like that. Since it's a new day, and a lot of them they're doing a lot of the sharing. I don't think Sony's quite there yet, but when they are, and I said when because it's only a matter of time, they will make a kind of how Nintendo did an ad with Xbox, right? Like they would make a bigger splash about it. If there's even a shred of hope, I think maybe Game Pass for PC, but even that, I don't know, right? So yes, I've spoken with some folks in the background about it. I am not confident. that that's long for this situation. Not quite yet. We're not I'm not saying there'll never be a time when there will be PlayStation games on Xbox. I'm not saying that. And if you're one of us, you can go into your dev mode and put PlayStation games on Xbox today. But officially, or Boosteroid, exactly.
Yeah, very good.
Exactly. Or you can use Moonlight to stream it from your. I did that, and people lost their minds. I streamed it. I streamed Spider-Man onto the Xbox. How the hell are you doing that? That's blasphemous. I'm like, But yeah, officially, I don't think that because right in today's world, it would take Microsoft probably funding the port, right? And it wouldn't be a quick little easy port to do, even though it'd be easier than most if you think about it, since Helldivers is on Azure, but still it's a PlayStation game, right? So it would require like some thought and some porting time, and I'm not sure they're right there yet, right? Like they have so many irons in the fire, as it were. They have so much excitement building on their own IPs that I don't think they go out and fund PlayStation's game on at least not in the short term.
Yeah.
Right. At least not in the short term. But there is a world where something like that happens. I just don't think this is it.
Right. And Abdel 114 says Rand said last night that Helldivers Game Pass thing isn't happening. But I don't know what Kay and Hargeet heard either. So and it's true.
Hey, I stand by Randall Insider. Let's go. If he says it's not happening, it's not happening. Yes.
Right.
When Rand usually says he's heard things, or he's like, I think it's gonna be this. It's like, yeah.
His predictions. And anytime he says predictions, he puts quotes in there.
Prediction,
yes.
Prediction, yes. I predict what I've been told. This is going to happen.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
It's funny. That's funny. All right. Well, we won't.
I mean, the Modern Warfare 3. It seems like it's happening.
Yeah.
I mean,
that one's more likely, I think. Yeah.
Of course, some people are like, why don't they drop them all? It's like, well, I'd rather them trickle them out, and then eventually, then they'll all be on Game Pass at some point, and they because I don't think they'll pull them back off. They own them. We wouldn't do it. So why not build the momentum and grow the excitement by knowing these, maybe drop like 2 or 3 of the very early ones all at once, just because they're older and maybe not as beloved as some of the more popular ones. But hey, man, why not do it? Let's I mean, it's theirs and they own it. So it's like I'm sure there's reasons, and there's they have a roadmap, and they have for a reason. They don't want to. You don't want to overwhelm the system, and I guess what they'd say and I've heard this from the adult industry. You don't want to blow your wad too soon,
Hey, now pause.
Oh, hey,
What are we doing?
Just saying.
Okay.
You got to pace yourself. The horse race, you don't want to gallop too hard.
You don't want to relieve yourself too early.
Wow.
Sorry, guys.
Where are we going right now, sir?
All right. So anyway, sorry.
Bathroom can't save you.
Bad bag. Exactly. We got to go. Alrighty then. But yeah. So with that, I'm gonna add this into the stage here.
Oh yeah.
This is the, I love this.
Is anyone
Hello,
there?
Sydney.
It's Sydney.
Hello? Hello?
Halo, great game.
Very funny. Who is this?
Somebody who wants to play Xbox.
But don't you need an Xbox for that?
You don't need an Xbox to play Xbox.
You know what? I think you have the wrong number. I'm gonna go.
Man.
Hello again.
I told you I don't have an Xbox.
I just want to know, what's your favorite video game?
Look, I'm not playing around. What kind of game is this?
Game? It's not a game. It's hundreds of Xbox games. Now playable on Amazon Fire TV Stick.
I just wanted.
It is so cheesy, it's good.
Yes.
Is that better? So, want to play?
See, and there he is. There he is. Come on, Viking, tell us who did you get stuck behind traffic? Who had to get out the car, come to your door, knock on your door, and said, "I heard you talking about the chief there, sir. I need you to explain yourself, sir."
Listen, I almost had to grab the axe out of the trunk, bro. It was crazy out there.
Oh, no.
We're good now. I'm home. Shit.
Welcome, sir.
What's up, y'all?
What's up? Bro?
Welcome, sir. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, man. We greatly appreciate you being here.
No problem, man. Sorry I'm late. Super
No,
late.
dude. Life happens, so don't worry about it. It's all good. Like I said, we
Yeah.
appreciate that. We appreciate you being here. So yeah, so yeah, here's the panel. Wow, what a panel tonight, man. That's all I can say. Thank each and every one of you for being here. And now that we got to go. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. What? No, actually, you're here right in time for the main topic. And I have a poll up right now. So if people want to check that out, and the poll question is, and it's on YouTube. So if you're not on YouTube, you need to jump over there and do the poll question if you want to. So the poll question is, what Game Pass do you have? So and right now the overwhelming percentage, and that lists them all, including the new ones, is that is Ultimate, like by 90%. People have that. So yeah, we had 231 votes on it already. So yeah. So I'm gonna let Kay read this super chat.
See, Will Broke Boy Lewis with a $2 super chat. Yeah, that's right, Will. Not only does he have an amazing name, he's also probably one of the smartest dude in any room. He's like, so she doesn't have an Xbox, but she has a controller though, right? Which is good slander, because that's probably one of the criticisms I levied at them as well. Where's the pack-in? Where's the, hey, here's a controller with your, it's a little weird. It's a little weird, but yes, absolutely. I agree with you, sir. That was a little bit of a sus situation, a little side eye there. She doesn't have an Xbox, but she has a controller. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Exactly. So yeah, that's but it's a good point though, that I've heard that they're gonna have a bundle that's gonna have that and the controller together, but I haven't seen it yet. I've heard it's coming. So, and maybe it'll be a big thing or push around the holidays. Maybe, I don't know. So, what do you guys think? Well, first of all, what do you think about the commercial, and then we'll start getting into the and we'll start at K and go around, and then kind of get your ideas on what you think about the new Game Pass tiers, and I'm gonna bring those up.
Okay. I mean, the commercial's great. I said it before. I love B movies. I love movies that know they're bad and they're there to be bad and just to enjoy the fact that they are being bad. And this is just cringy enough. I appreciate it. It was pretty funny, and it has good references to movies of old, if you remember them, if you are a person of a certain age. So it's all good for me. I thought it was appropriately cringy and hilarious. So that's good. As for the tiers, I know that a lot of folks have talked about it. I won't belabor the point too much. The price increase, while it's not great, nobody ever wants to hear that. Like, oh my God, you have to pay more. Two things. One, I've never paid full price for Game Pass. I've been stacking since before it was even called Game Pass. I've been stacking during xCloud days. As of right now, I'm stacked till I think May 2027, and you can continue doing that even after that. We will give them smoke for removing the Xbox, the console tier, and stopping you from doing that. But it's not great, but it is what it is. We all know that this stuff happens, and yes, I know that I hear the sentiment of it being a slippery slope for us just condoning it, right? Because I for one, I'm one that says that us going, yeah, that's just par for the course, is a slippery slope to $80 games when GTA 6 comes out, because they expect it, But no, I will agree that it's not fun, it's not great. It's a necessary evil, clearly. I'm of the school of thought that I don't even think that it's specifically COD that's the cause, because if you went to or you saw the showcase, COD was there and COD was amazing, no doubt. But do a thought experiment and take COD out of it. It was still an excellent show where they show the grown man tears did not come because of COD, right? There was so much that they showed. Right. So we were heading down the barrel of a price increase anyway. They finally solidified their offerings. They're not confident enough to be like, open your wallet. Right. And COD is just that icing on the cake. So while I don't like it, I just don't like it. Obviously, you can never expect me to like it. That's why I inoculate myself with the stacking deals that I find. The only other bit of smoke I'll give them, and I'll pass the mic, is, I know some of us have been testing out the commercial, the Fire Stick. I actually bought one, $34. I'm like, why not? I know that the Black Viking did the same, And while I will say, if you think of it as a person dipping your toe into the waters, like exactly like the commercial said, right? You know, there's no Xbox in the house. This thing kind of dips your toes in the water. And if there's no Xbox in the house and you're not an Xbox gamer, chances are your first game is not Call of Duty. Chances are your first game is most likely not like Halo. Because if you try those, you're probably not going to enjoy yourself on that thing. Because it's not that from a performance perspective, it's not fantastic playing those kinds of games on the thing. But a lot of games play really great on that thing as a first attempt, you know. Oh, and I'm sure a lot more will get better. A lot of games play really fun, really. I was even playing Lords of the Fallen on that thing because it's slow and methodical. Man, you could play that thing and you're having a great time. You don't need a console. You're good, right? My only bit of smoke in that is here I am going to pass this on to my sister and her triplet boys, right? Who don't have an Xbox in the house. Now they have this cool Fire Stick in the house. They'll get some controllers. They'll start playing the games, and then I have to justify them being charged $20 a month.
Yep.
That's a little absurd. That is absurd. That is someone not think like that's someone going. Phil Spencer went, hey, why are we making this set-top box puck thing when there are others who already have it, established install base? Just throw it on the Fire Stick. Great. Where's the subscription tier for Fire Stick users?
Yeah.
Nowhere to be found.
So okay,
right?
like
that $20 is egregious.
Okay, like to your point, like it makes sense. Like if you market this as an additive, okay, fine, right? But to market it as no console, no problem, and then still make sure like they're getting charged $20 a pop, then that's an issue, right? Like if there was no console, no problem, and then the Game Pass tier for cloud was $7, that'd make a whole lot of sense.
Exactly. So I don't actually have a problem with the no console, no problem sentiment at all. I think that's great. Say that because it's technically true. It's there, you're good to go. But to not have a tier specific for those folks, so to get in, because presumably if you are a no Xbox console guy, you're also not a person that has a controller. You don't game like you used to game. You know, I used to play these old games back in the day, and now your Fire Stick that you use to watch The Boys. Shout out to The Boys. I'm finishing that up. Great show.
Nice.
Now you're gonna now you have the benefit of being able to play this stuff on it. Great, right? But if there's any tip I want to put in that feedback jar. Please, we need a console. A cloud only tier, right? And it's not like a Fire Stick tier, but a cloud only tier that anybody can use, and it's specifically for cloud gaming. You can play it on your browser, you can play it anywhere the Game Pass app exists, including on your Fire Stick. And it like Black Viking is saying, it should be like $7. You don't want it to be day and date games? Fine, no day and date games. Put the library in, shave it as you would shave it, right? But there's got to be one just dedicated for cloud gaming if you're now going to be peddling those wares in the cloud. It's a little absurd there isn't.
Would you also add the ability to play your own personally purchased digital games?
So we've already heard, even Phil has said that is a roadmap item, right? They're working towards that eventuality, which is good, right? It is good. But in the short term, and when they do that, they should then, of course, allow a store in that cloud, right? So that you can really be a no console, no problem kind of situation where there are the games, they're the store, you can buy it, you can use it, it's yours, in addition to a service subscription if you so choose. But in that world, once again, they need their own tier, right? And maybe this point becomes moot as all that stuff matures and materializes. There is a game plan for that. But in the short term, in the here and now, there definitely is not. And it makes that overture to the Fire Stick person a little absurd, right? It's a little absurd. And I know Hargeet's going to be like, the whole ridiculous chopping of the various tiers is fundamentally flawed. And I agree with him by and large, right? I don't necessarily disagree with their idea because they see the metrics. And I've heard that's what drove this. they see the metrics that not everyone is us. Not everybody wants day and date. Not everybody can even do that, right? Like people are busy, they're working, they're doing this. They'll end up playing Hellblade 2 many months from now, even though it's been on the service day one. And for those people, it's good to have a cheaper option. All well and good, right? You kind of got to step through these processes as a consumer. And I feel like whoever put this together didn't do that. Because if you do step through it as a consumer, okay, here I am, the consumer, right? And I'm not thinking as myself, the dude who can play everywhere, right? I'm just thinking as a person who maybe bought this first thing and I'm getting back into console gaming. Maybe I'm a PS5 gamer and I'm like, hey, now it's time for me to dip my toe into the Xbox waters. If you're requiring me to pay $20 just to dip a toe in, that is not a toe that you're dipping in, right? There needs to be a cloud tier for that, right? They're just. I see. I did that. I didn't do that on purpose. My bad. I didn't do that. Yes. Yes. So only a cloud tier, right? And it doesn't have to be day and date. It can be missing certain things, but a good selection of first parties, including maybe you don't put EA Play, maybe you don't put, maybe just your standard Game Pass tier without all the extras. But that would be a healthy,
but there aren't any
offering
extras
for them. No, but this is my point.
But
what I mean by extras, I mean like right now, today, you have EA Play, right? Even though it's not EA Play Plus.
What standard?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I'm talking about Ultimate, right? Because like you, I think Core and Standard, they're not a factor.
Core has got to exist because there are going to be people who don't care about buying Game Pass. They want to just play online and buy the game. That's fine.
Yes. I'm just saying, take Ultimate, right? Shave a few things off. No day and date, right? Even if you want to take online play away, because let's be real, cloud only online play is not great.
Yeah,
it's not.
Well,
it's not unless you're playing asymmetric. Like I've been playing. It's not great.
Yeah, I have about like 12 hours into like various online games. And it's like, Kay, whenever you've done your testing, what was when you did your network test, what were your speeds that you had for
like you, if I'm sitting at my desk, I'm like gigabit up and down. But if I'm in the kids' playroom, which is where I put it, which was where I placed it, I'm about 400 megs. Now 3.5 on a good day, which is roughly the average speed of the
2.5 is about average.
So mine's a little bit above the average, but even there, like the experience, like I can't play Halo there. You can't, right? You can't play something that requires communication with others. There's hitching from time to time that completely, and that is single player. So when you're doing netcode games, it's not an experience that you want to be a part of, especially if you care about that stuff. You don't want to be playing Destiny this way, right? You don't want to be playing various Twitch or non-Twitch shooters this way. Like there are many games you can play this way.
My 9-year-olds are playing Fortnite and they couldn't do it.
Yeah, Fortnite's not great with it. It's not great, right? Even though they're promoting it, right? But I know it looks like we're slandering this thing. I am not slandering it because that's not why I have Game Pass, right? I have Game Pass because of all the really cool, weird indies that sometimes I wouldn't have thought of, and they just kind of show up, and I'm enjoying myself. If you're playing Neon White, you'll have a good time, right?
But if you're playing, not slander. I hope nobody takes it as slander. Like when companies,
it is our observation.
We have the right to criticize or get feedback on these things. You know what I mean?
So to my example, right? Nickelodeon's All-Star Brawl 2. My kids love that game. Can't play it on the Fire Stick. Won't work well on the Fire Stick. It's just it doesn't congeal well because this slow down and out of nowhere your character will glitch and then all your competitors are past you, or like it just does not. It's almost like playing a very bad network game, right? You're susceptible to the pings, as it were, right? So those games may not be your priority for a service like this, but there are many games that you can definitely play. There are hundreds of games on this service, and many of them play damn well on this thing, right? So it is very much a dipping of the toe in the water kind of a experience. You just have to find the ones that work best. I was playing Sea of Stars with this thing, runs perfectly. It's a small indie game. The whole thing can run in memory. It runs like a dream. It runs perfectly, no doubt. And oh, by the way, it's what do you call it? Not real time, but turn based, right?
Right.
So there's no need for immediate response. There are many ways that this thing can be useful to you. It's just the current offerings and the current messaging of it has a bit of work ahead of itself to get it to really find its audience. That's what I will say. Black Viking, I guess I know you've been testing it as well. What are your thoughts?
So my testing only goes for, and we discussed this on your show a bit, is for the average consumer that doesn't have an Xbox, what their first impressions would be if they want to dip their toes into Xbox, right? And I've just been doing a lot of extensive testing on the average internet speeds within the US, which is about 240 megabits. So the room that I'm in gets around 240 to 280, right? Like, but never drops below 240. The first issue that I had was resolution, and I think you brought it to my attention. Some games run at 1080p, other games 720p. And then when you play those type of games on a handheld, that's fine, right? But when I'm looking at those type of games on my 65 inch or my 40 or my 55 inch TV, it doesn't look good at all, right? The next part is those games with people that want to play that don't have a console will want to play Fortnite, right? They will want to play Minecraft, right? Those are the games that this is probably more advertised to, right? Like if somebody absolutely does not have a console, and those games don't run good at all.
Heck, Fortnite is the test bed, right? Because you don't even need subservice to play it. You could just jump in and play Fortnite first because it's the only one you actually can play.
Right. So like as an additive thing, right? I think this would be good for people with high internet speeds. Like you said, when you're at your desk, it runs perfectly fine for the individual that. And then I thought of niche cases. What if I'm going on a business trip and I'm there for 5 days? Will this work good enough for me just to bring my Fire Stick and play games at the hotel on their crappy internet? The answer is no. The answer is no. Like it's not going to work at all. It'll be a very suboptimal experience. The next thing is Minecraft isn't available on there, which is another game I think like kids would probably want to play, right? Minecraft has, even though they own it, there's no cloud for Minecraft on there. And I played some Horizon that ran pretty decently. It did have a couple of hiccups or whatever, but yeah, the games where you need to be like fast twitch movements and stuff like that, you get like probably a quarter of a second delay of latency within your controller to the game. And I don't know who this is for. I'm really interested to see the numbers for Xbox and for Game Pass of people who don't own a console, who don't own a PC, but have Game Pass. And Game Pass Ultimate at that. Like, I'm really interested to see, because at $20 a month for getting 720p, 180p on my 55 inch or 65 inch TV, that could work depending on my internet speeds, just doesn't sound like you should advertise it that way, in my opinion. So but I mean, I still got more testing to do. I'm gonna do more testing like via Direct Connect with Ethernet, because I got the Ethernet adapter for it. Yeah, somebody said enable remote play, like, but if you don't have a console,
right?
Yeah,
right.
It doesn't work. So.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of ponies that probably. Just saying.
All right, so
all right. Go ahead. Okay, or go ahead, Hargeet. Sorry, go ahead.
This is a fun one. Okay, look, I have been a proponent against cloud gaming for quite a while, and it's because of all the things you keep mentioning. Like, all of that is obvious to me, and it's not going to get resolved. The assumption that you can do a $7 tier, that's not happening. You know why? It costs them more than that just to run the damn servers. Right? As it is, in the tiers they have now, it's a sunk cost for them to even run xCloud. Right? You're looking at $15 a month is not access for cloud. 15 is what you need to pay to have access to their games, period. That's the minimum tier they have to access their games, period. You have to buy the console still, right? No, 15 is what you need to just get the games. On top of that, you need to pay for cloud. That's why you have a $20 tier that includes the cloud gaming. In fact, it probably should be $30 to be realistic to give you cloud gaming.
Hargeet,
right?
I will push back on one thing though, Hargeet. I'll push back on one thing.
GeForce Now's price?
GeForce Now, the cheapest is $10, but that's the point right there. That's the point. That's the thing that Hargeet is saying right now, which is true, but there's a reason for that. It's because the consoles are holding the cloud back. They're using consoles in the cloud. If you use actual Azure in the cloud, the Azure servers, then you have a different conversation.
To a point, because now you can have GPU enabled stuff, but understand GeForce Now will always have a leg up on that. Why? It's their GPUs, right? So they're going to work with Amazon, with Google, with Microsoft, and say, what's the best rate we can get for this? Because we're giving you the GPUs, right? So you want from us, you're going to buy these GPUs. Here's what we want in return. And we're going to get the best rate to give us our cloud advantage for gaming, right? So if you want to do cloud gaming, GeForce Now is the best option you got. That's
today.
It's give you
that
really
is true.
good, right? It's expensive though. You still have Zilchoid for games. You have to bring your games. Yeah. So this is the way it is, right? So I've seen this from the beginning. I'm like, dude, there's no way this is gonna work. The chance that so what will be the point of cloud gaming for them? It's to acquire customers they don't already have. They don't need to acquire me. They don't need to acquire any of us. They have us. How many here are not subscribed to Game Pass? They've got us. They don't need anything here. They've got us. What they're looking to do is acquire the customer they don't have. Well, is that customer going to be best served by spending $20 a month, like you guys keep saying, to go get a service where they may want to play a game? Because if they want to play a game, they'll go buy a console. This has always been my problem, right? And if you say, okay, this is going to work in a country where they're not affluent. First, the infrastructure, if you think it's bad in the US,
even worse.
You think it's better? It's not. It's way worse. Okay. Like on top of that, how much income do they have to spend on this stuff? It's always the problem. It's not like they make, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month. They won't see that kind of money in years. That's the world they're in. You'd have to send it at $3 or add tier for free. That's how they'd have to do this. They've put the numbers together, and guess what came up? They're not doing it because it won't work. This is not something I couldn't see. It's obvious. This is just not going to work. If you need to do this, it needs to be embedded in your bloody thing. So this thing, when a $100 phone can play the games, that's how they're going to play the games. When your $200 TV can play the games, that's when they're going to play the games. Until that happens, it's just not happening. This cloud gaming thing has always been a red herring to me. It's a waste of money that I just don't see the point of. Right? All the things you're talking about is blatantly obvious. Like it's not. This is not new. Like Asante, we're in the infrastructure world. When you do VDI, do you say VDI can live across continents? Nope. It's got to live local to you. Why? Because it sucks otherwise. It's just the way it is. To your point, they'd have to have these things run on not Xboxes, but run on NVIDIA GPU based or AMD GPU based virtual servers sitting in various data centers, and they have to be as close as possible to you. Right? You want to minimize that latency. Remember on TVs,
they need to incorporate the hybrid cloud model, which they have not. Right? They're still doing old school development.
Exactly. That's a whole other story. That makes sense to me, right? You run the local shit on this, right? This thing handles it, whether it's your console, your TV, whatever. The local shit runs here. Latency gone? No problem. Everything.
The hybrid cloud model would work. Yeah.
All the crap you don't care about, background images, all that stuff, put it in the cloud. Who cares? Fine. Right? You can generate all that stuff in the cloud. That's fine. Right? Because you don't care. You're not like, that cloud didn't look right. It was moving across this way. It should have moved that. Who cares? You're not going to notice. It's not going to matter. But your character interactions, that matters, right? And especially when you're playing something that's time sensitive, to the point of, say, a game that would do multiplayer, I would think something like Grounded, for instance. That's a co-op campaign game. You could definitely play that multiplayer, and it requires online access because it's a paid-for game, right?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing where I think they do have to include the online access. But this is why this whole tier just doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you want to do this, they have to your point, it has to be blatantly cheap, because people who are going to do this are dipping their toes. They're not going to spend money. People complain about Netflix being $20. They're not going to spend $20 on this. And they're not going to go get what's going on, Forte?
No, I'm just saying, me.
Yeah.
$22.99 a month. Can't stand it anymore.
Right. And if you say, okay, you can potentially play games that you don't even care about because you've never played them before, they're going to say, why am I doing this? And that game that you mentioned, Fortnite, where can you play that? Everywhere. You don't even need to have this. You can keep playing it here. You don't need it. You just don't need it. And there's the problem, right? What is the sell for this, right? I've always held that I just don't understand the concept of Xbox Cloud. I just don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Now, is the advertising cool? Cool. Is the idea of using Fire Stick a good idea? Sure. If it's going to do anything, right? If this was going to be your way to get in, cool. But I see the same stumbling blocks, but I saw them years ago. When they started this thing, I'm like, this is just not going to go anywhere. And by the time this has any applicability, this thing will have more power than my PC.
Hey, but Harge, I will say that whenever I do my testing on my ROG Ally for the cloud, as long as I have decent speeds or whatever, like, it looks and feels good.
Because it's a small screen.
Correct.
And that's why mobile is what they're targeting.
Right. But the TV, it ain't it, Chief.
So what you also must understand, what you guys must also understand, is they have a whitelist of hardware, and clearly currently the Fire Stick ain't on that whitelist. I think I sent you guys that in the DM. On PC and on Android, you can kind of force your own configuration of it, so you can force it to 1080p 60. But if you don't do that and you just let it roll your own, most of the time you're getting 720p compressed, right? Yeah. And it's scanning the hardware you have and giving you what it thinks you can handle, or the best, quote unquote, best experience. And by and large, that best experience is very debilitating, right? But the key here, right, which is why I wouldn't say I'm bullish. I would say I'm not thinking that this is all gloom and doom, because they are still thinking beyond console world. Today they have Xboxes in the cloud because that's current gen. Next gen can be full Azure, and half of these problems are solved. Now, of course, if they still ain't got the right tiers and all of that, we're still back at square one. But as you depreciate Xboxes and you go full Azure in the cloud with these things, all of a sudden you can compete with NVIDIA, provided you roll the right hardware.
NVIDIA is expensive.
Oh yeah, of course. But again, remember, Microsoft has made NVIDIA the most powerful company in the world, them and others, by buying up all their GPUs for AI. They are okay with partnerships. That's fine. They can multi-purpose. They can make it. Exactly. That's the point. It'll then all of a sudden be cheaper to run Azure service, because you can amortize those costs by running something else. Today, there are a bunch of consoles in the cloud. That's it. What else are you going to do with them? There are consoles in the cloud.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's so expensive.
The plan was to try to use them for AI as well, right? To take advantage of the same, because they're essentially GPUs, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So they were looking to do the same kind of thing. You'd have to have them at the edge. And again, for the people that would do this, you're in the situation where you can have a console.
Yeah.
That's just the problem, right? Because the affordability of even $14.99 is still too much for most people in the world. That's just the way it is. Right. Yeah. And if you're going to say, hey, I want you to spend $15 a month, you're talking at Western world countries, and you're talking about a handful of countries outside of that have that kind of affordability.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to jump in real quick. So hold on 1 second. Sorry. Just I want to say, first, a big shout out to Sith Lord for upping his membership. Thank you so much. And then he also had a $2 super chat. Sith Lord said, "My man, Black Viking is everywhere. More Black Viking, the better."
I'm here for you.
Yeah,
I agree with that. So that's great. And then Forte.
So say we all.
We missed this earlier, but Dirk Griggity said, "Forte, what is the trade-in value for a PlayStation 5?"
Keep your PlayStation, bro. Don't trade it in. $325. $300. You're gonna be mad when you trade it in. You're gonna want to come and get another one anyway.
325.
Yeah, 325.
That's actually not that
an
bad.
awesome deal. Trade
That's
that
not
shit
bad.
in.
Keep your
Bro,
PlayStation,
Jared, if
bro.
you have a PC, 100% trade that shit in. There is no point having a PlayStation.
Too funny.
There's
Oh
no
my
point having a
God.
PlayStation. They have
Until-
one game that's not coming to play to
until
PC day and date.
until
One game.
games come day
Astro.
and date, I'm keeping my PlayStation, bro.
But that's the thing. Every game they've announced since they made those statements has come day and date PC.
Not
Except
every
for one,
game.
Astro.
Well, we'll
I need
see.
to see all of them, and then we can
Well,
talk.
I mean, like, what are they coming out with?
I still
like
got
the
my
next game
Xbox.
is-
In
they're gonna
Xbox,
have, like,
all their
2
games
games in the
still
next year.
do come day and day, and I still keep my Xbox.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you
So,
go.
listen, we keep our Xboxes because we want to support.
Mm.
Even
No,
though,
absolutely.
even though, I know,
Dirt
even-
bleeds green, bro.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. All right, so
Oh, yeah,
so
Dirt
so,
does.
so let's go ahead and jump to Forte. What are your thoughts on this? And of course, anybody can chime in, but I want to make sure everybody gets their bars because you guys are fantastic. Thank you.
yeah. So I'll start from the marketing because Microsoft doesn't market, but they actually did this time, and I did like the old subtle cheesiness of it. But it always brings, as soon as I saw it, it brought me back to the point of, like Harge just said, like the person that they're talking to doesn't really exist, because all the things they want you to do, you would kind of just have a console for it at that point. And I'm sitting there like, man, if Xbox would have did marketing like this for like the entire generation, we might not be telling people you don't need to have an Xbox. It's different ways of, to me, it's like an irritant because I feel like they are just pushing people towards the direction they want people to go to when it comes to cloud gaming, base gaming, PC gaming, games everywhere, telling people they can play wherever they want to. And that's fine. But I always felt like there's another way in conjunction with still telling people that you can do that. Like, it's easy, like literally, instead of just having this whole commercial telling you don't need an Xbox. I'm like, bro, can we like have the conversation about why you should have an Xbox? But if you don't have an Xbox, or if you don't have these things in place, this is something that we still offer you. It's like, it always seems like it is one thing. It's like 100 or nothing. It's like, well, we don't care if you don't have an Xbox. We're not really going to tell you we make a console.
Yeah, they're
and
literally making it zero sum. Like,
and that's the thing that so as much as I love the trailer, I mean the commercial, it just rings true to the fact that I'm like, what are y'all doing? It's like we talk about 30% down year over year, and this is for the second year consecutively. And then people say that, well, the Xbox Series X isn't selling. Well, is it not selling because the person who made and manufactured and created the console is literally telling people they don't need to do this and they don't need to do that? That is the tip of the spear for me. Whereas I feel like they're going after, I won't say they're going after the wrong demographic. It's just that they're going after 2 billion people. Whereas those 2 billion people, I feel like at this point in time where mobile and everything like that isn't sustainable, especially when you talk about they want Game Pass kind of to be the forefront. Well, they wanted Game Pass to be the forefront. We really don't know what the overall thought process of it now, especially since they're putting, well, you would think they're 100% built in on it since games like Call of Duty are going to be hitting it day and date now. But in general, I just keep looking back at just kind of the messaging of it from 3, 4, 5 years ago to where we are now. So I like the commercial, but when it comes to the tier pricing, everybody knew this was coming. Xbox Live Game Pass, $20. That's fine. I think people are going to be upset about it because nobody wants to spend more money. Anytime someone says they do, they're lying, because guess what? You can walk into a store and see something on sale, and if you take it up to the register and try to buy it and that tag is wrong, you're not going to tell that person, no, I'll pay that price that's on the tag. No, you're going to be like, give me the price that it's supposed to be. Nobody's going to, so everybody, no one in life will ever pay a price that they don't want to pay. So that's always going to be something that is disingenuous to me when it comes to what people say about things like that. But I do agree with the fact that they should have not eliminated a tier completely off the face of the planet when it comes to access to games day and date. Like, I understand if you're going to be in a tier where you got online infrastructure and all this stuff, and I like how they're actually letting people keep that tier as long as you don't let your stuff lapse and your membership doesn't fall off. I think that's really cool. But I think in general, there's other things you could have did, because guess what? Most of these people that are on console, don't give them access to cloud, because guess what? Cloud isn't important to those people. So instead of, them having access to cloud, just say, okay, day and date games, $14.99 still a month, but you don't have cloud infrastructure and you don't have mobile infrastructure when it comes to that. But they chose to take the day one games away, which is something that we kind of already call a seeing in the future. And people really, really don't remember what they said weeks or months ago, because this was like something people were talking about for a while now. Everybody was talking about, like, Game Pass isn't sustainable. It's not sustainable here. It's not sustainable there. They should come out with a tier that is exclusive for day and date games. Check out the podcasts out there. A lot of podcasts talk about stuff like that over the course of the last year. And when they do that, it's a lot of like, well, are they in trouble? And I'm like, dude, dude, literally just said this like 6 months ago. Like, dog, they should have a separate tier that has games day and date. But we're having a conversation that is like, are they in trouble? Or why are they screwing over the community like that? And I'm like, yo, bro, listen, it's a lot of stuff to kind of like really think about when it comes to it. But for me in general, I don't mind the price hike, because I feel like you're getting the most value for your buck when it comes to Game Pass Ultimate. I just feel like the way that they're structuring it isn't conducive to bringing new people in. And then, the whole PC thing, everybody's going to be upset about that. But let's be for real. PC Game Pass is beautiful for the fact that you don't have to pay for online, and the fact that console gamers have never stood up to these manufacturers or these publications to say that we don't want to do it is the reason that price over there is so much cheaper. It ain't got nothing to do with the games. It's just the fact that they don't pay for online, and that's why you see such a gulf in the price point on that.
I mean, they got steam breathing down your neck. What you gonna do?
Well,
this is the
other thing too, because I was talking to Slobo about this on DPS. I was like, so if I was to ask you which player base supports Microsoft the most or Xbox the most, is it the PC player base or the console player base? And he was like, the console player base. I said, are you sure? I said, are you sure? He said, yeah. I said, Game Pass has grown mostly on PC over the course of the last years. Most of the games that sell, like full-fledged sale, are selling on Steam. That's why they're not messing with the people over there, because they're looking at it like, yes, we get a lot of support from the console, because guess what? You're right when it comes to like support on the hardware front. But when you're talking about the service front, the buying of games front, the people that are on PC are the ones that's moving the number. Just like we talk about how Helldivers is moving the number for not Helldivers. PC is being moved by Helldivers on Steam. The same thing is happening for games on Xbox too. Starfield sold really well, not because it sold really well on Xbox. It did really well on Xbox on Game Pass. It sold well on Steam, and Steam's numbers actually helped it sell to that point. So that's another reason why they're like, yo, wait a minute. They're spending money, and it's like a whole nother like math equation behind it and stuff like that. So you kind of got to think about why decisions are made the way they are made, and not kind of get upset about it. But if you're upset about it, you have the option to make the choice to do what you want to do when it comes to that.
Absolutely. Yeah, on the price increase, which I never really got to. We all knew it was going to happen, but I just don't understand that middle tier. And one of the things you have to do is, if you're going to, do something like this, is give something back to the customer. And they really didn't give anything to the customer here. They kind of just screwed you over. Basically, that's all they did. Right. So I say, get rid of standard, take what's ultimate, make that standard, maybe at a lower price. then create a real Ultimate, and the Ultimate should include more benefits. And that would have been a better way to make this happen, right? So if you said Ultimate included, let's just say hypothetically Ubisoft Plus or something like that,
or mobile.
That
well,
right?
let me ask you this, Hargeet. Do you not like the fact that, but like, I understand what you're saying, but don't you like the fact with standard, at least, because the one thing that they had a problem with was you were telling people to pay for Game Pass, like base Game Pass. And if those people didn't have Xbox Live, there was a whole bunch of games in there that they could not play online. Yeah, so the fact that they converged all that together, it was like, okay, that's the reason we're going to start this tier there. Basically Game Pass standard is Ultimate just without the games. It's literally the same thing. Oh, and without the
it's without the day and date, without the EA.
Yeah, without the EA, the Uplay,
no cloud access,
and no cloud access.
Cloud. Cloud gaming. So look, I just don't see the value in that. But look, there are people out there who seem to think it's a value to them. They don't want the that want Game Pass for console, that don't care about the online. They don't even want that.
Yeah. Well, it's a market. It's a marketing tier, in my opinion, right? Like it's there for you to see core at $10 and then it jump all the way to ultimate at $20. They're giving you that faux middle tier to make it the illusion of choice, right? Because nobody's really going to pick that. No. But if you only have the core and the ultimate, then you're telling consumers, I'm forcing you to raise it, right? So it's just in my opinion, it's just a marketing tier so that they don't get as much heat from people than the otherwise would have.
I think that tier is going to get even more crystallized over the course of the next 3 to 4 years when the price of Ultimate goes up more.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just would rather have Ultimate moved over as standard. Maybe Ultimate is a little bit cheaper, right? But because look, even core went up. It's $75 a year, though realistically, you're probably still going to pay much less.
Exactly.
Discount codes. But like, if you don't have anything enticing, it really is just a cost increase. With standard, however, they're introducing this idea of not doing day and date, which is a new thing, right? That's a new change in what they were doing before, and their marketing had all been play it day one in Game Pass. Well, okay, yes, you have Game Pass 4 that didn't have that.
I will push back on one thing though, Harge. I will push back on one thing. I saw this happen during the Hellblade marketing, and it kind of came and went, and no one said anything. You do realize they did play it day one on Game Pass Ultimate.
Yep,
they
Game
did
Pass
that.
Ultimate. Yep.
Yeah. I was like,
Yep.
That may have been the canary in the coal mine,
that's
sir.
where I noticed
Day one
it too.
with Game Pass.
When people were pixel peeking the website, and they kept talking about how the price, the name of Game Pass or the name of Xbox is probably going to change, or they're taking Xbox out of everything and it's just called Game Pass. But then you notice on the website for Hellblade, and everybody just overlooked it. It said play it first on Game Pass Ultimate, and I was like,
I put a pin in my mind on that when I was like, yeah, we gonna double back on this one soon enough, and here we are. And they knew what they were doing.
Yeah,
potentially. And I guess I'm curious how many people would go for that $15 tier. As it is, I don't pay $20. I don't pay $17. I pay way less by getting codes, right? Discount codes. Yep. This is one of the things you're allowed to do on Xbox. They actually sell through other retailers, right? On the PlayStation side, you can't do that. You have to pay full price. It is what it is. So you will pay whatever their annual cost is, or you will pay per month, right? And here you get to go get discount codes, and you can still go get core and do the 3-2 conversion, right? So 3 years of core at what is that, like $130, $140? And that becomes 2 years of Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. $140 for 2 years of Game Pass Ultimate.
It is good. We got a couple of quick super chats. Okay, Asante, do you mind reading these for me, buddy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, now we have 3.
So, the man with the best name in the chat, Will Broke Boy Lewis, for the $5 super chat. He says, "Do you think they didn't change much with PC because they don't pay for online multiplayer?" Yes, exactly, sir.
That's the main reason they didn't do anything to it.
Exactly. Yes. The console side has so much ties that bind because it's a console. You literally have to hit play and it plays. That's a big reason why people give a console PC Game Pass a lot of crap, because they're missing features and this and that. Those features are when they go about the process of qualifying them, they have tied them to the PC store as well. So when the game first releases, even on the Windows store, you'll get one that doesn't have FSR, doesn't have any of those other specialty features, because they still have to go through all the ridiculous hoops to qualify that thing. But on the console, on the PC side, it is much easier. It's free 99, as you will. You can just deploy as you see fit. And that's the reason why they cannot justify charging console people for stuff, PC people for stuff, because if they did, people would go, screw you, and go to Steam. They still go to Steam right now.
Yep. That was
You know what I mean?
right there.
They
Yeah.
tried that. That was that PC Live, whatever crap they did, Windows Live.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
that
it blew
failed
up in the
miserably.
face. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
then
a lot of PC players like to
Uh-huh.
mod as well, right? So like
True.
like,
Yes.
so they'll just buy it on Steam if you don't make that
Yep.
price point attractive to them
Yep.
on your front.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's the reason why they changed the UWP framework back to normal, because UWP wouldn't allow you to mod. There's just a whole bunch of background mess that they've created for themselves with that. So
the number one,
Raichi, please go ahead.
I was gonna say the number one thing you should look at is the fact that people are willing to have Game Pass Ultimate that are on PC. Like shout out to Slow Mo, has Game Pass Ultimate, but refuses to buy the games. I mean, you play the games inside of Game Pass on PC. He'd rather own it on Steam because the Windows Store is so trash to him.
Yeah.
And there's
Do
no-
you know how many buddies I know who are exactly like that? I call them launcher troglodytes. They're giving you free games, people. Calm down.
No, that's what I told
You could
them.
install a launcher. What is wrong with you people?
That's what everybody was saying. Like you said, did you buy? They was like Hellblade. Did you buy Hellblade? I said, heck no. I got PC Game Pass. I just played it inside the Xbox launcher. And he was like, oh man, you should have played it on. I was like, why? I'm not paying money for something that I'm already paying money for.
Yep.
I'm gonna use it just because y'all want to give y'all money to old. To Gabe over there. He just want to keep giving money to Gabe when you can get the game.
They want to keep filling Gabe bucks. They want to keep filling the coffers of Gabe.
But that's the thing, though. Like you said, Kay, that's the dynamic that they have to deal with. They have a dynamic of, first of all, from the very beginning, they have never paid for online. So you're not going to change that 6-7 years later because you already know how that's going to go off. And then second of all, you have a player base that is willing to buy your games on Steam, but have shown a willingness not to download the free versions of them inside the Game Pass, even though they have the option to do it. So you're kind of stuck like, okay, maybe we can get away with a $2 increase. Maybe we can get away with that. And that's all they did to them.
These are people just for my console brethren in the room. These are people who, with the Epic Game Store, I have 300 plus games. I paid for one, and that one that I paid for is Alan Wake 2 because it was exclusive there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, all of them, and I'm talking about a who's who of games, GTA and all this, all of them free 99, and still nobody wants to use the Epic Game Store. I'm like, these people who get free stuff all the time, and you're gonna try and entice, and even then they won't use your service, and you're gonna entice them and force them into your. It ain't going down, man. They want to make sure Gabe gets fat with money, so it is what it is. What it is. But yes, Raichi with a $2 Canadian. Thank you for being here, sir. He says, gold became trash to make us jump to Game Pass. Absolutely it did. At some point they had to just kind of forgo one for the other. And the great JD Gamer, they started giving you Barbie Dreamhouse games,
right? Like the games at the bottom of Xbox Live Arcade.
Yep. JD Gamer $5 super chat. He says, I don't know why we keep addressing the profitability of Game Pass as a consumer. Who cares? I just want to play games, and it's providing more and better games every year. Sir, I don't disagree with you. He then follows that up with a $5 super chat saying Game Pass is on a similar path as Netflix. Same arguments used to go against it are the ones that are used against Netflix, and we know how that worked out. Now, the only pushback I'll give you on that one is These days, Netflix is not in many people's good books unless that Stranger Things comes out soon. People gonna start unsubscribing because it's reached critical mass as to how many times they keep increasing that price. You know,
hey, Supercell is good,
bro. I just finished watching that. We need to talk. Talk. Oh my god. Anyway, it's terrible, but I loved it. Anyway, Seth, terrible. It's like this Never mind. Seth Garfunkel for $5 super chat. He said, "Should we have done a cloud only tier for the Fire Stick? Missed opportunity. $12.99 kind of thing. No, I don't know about $12.99. I would think it'd be best to be under 10.
Yeah,
right. Don't give me day one.
I'm telling
make
you,
it under
it's
10.
not going to happen because they already have that tier. No. It's $15.
I understand, but if they wanted to move the units with this stuff, that's what it would take. Because as it stands right now, it's not gonna be an uplift for them. Razor Ultron, $2 super chat. He says, "Is PlayStation Plus Ultra extra better than Game Pass Standard? Both are $15. I don't think anyone in their right mind can compare Game Pass to PlayStation Plus. I mean,
PlayStation Plus
the higher tier." The higher tier of PlayStation Plus is pretty decent. I have a higher tier, but I don't know about the lower version.
Well, isn't the higher tier the only difference is the demos and trials that you get? Because you get all the same games. You
and
just get
backwards
the demos
compatibility.
And backwards
compatibility. Yeah. Which is the whole PS3 huge library, right?
That's when it jumps over 800 games at that point.
Whenever I first got my PS5, I did the highest tier, and it's good for about 6 months. Right, because after you run through all that or whatever, it loses its value, and then you just go back. Like I honestly haven't, because like Concord came out on PC as well, so I haven't used PlayStation Plus, or I haven't even paid for it since February.
Nope.
Or whatever.
See now, pro tip to all my content creators in the room here: I have PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live. Why? Because it's the tax write-off. Okay. JD Gamer, $10 super chat. Consumer habits. It's a tax write-off. All of it is. Yes.
So was this digital. So was this camera that I'm looking into.
There you go. Consumer habits are not hard to predict. Mass consumers will always choose convenience over quality, and enthusiasts will always choose quality. It's where quality and convenience meet where you win. BUS 101, business 101, basically. Yeah. JD also follows up with $5 super chat. Man, it's prolific this day. You know, he's got the wallet out. He says, "I don't like." Oh yeah. No, JD's great. I don't like all this Game Pass slander. The service has gotten better over the years, and ASA and as they deploy, ASA. He said ASA. As they deploy Orion from Bethesda, it'll get better. I agree with you, JD. My only problem there is you kind of can't do that in its current iteration. That's what would benefit them from going full Azure, right? Even freaking Stadia was able to benefit from Orion, but Xbox that owns it can't benefit from Orion. Why? Because it's consoles in the cloud. It's the consoles that are holding us back.
This is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists.
Yeah, that one aged like milk. Okay.
Betrayal.
Last one.
Exposed. You know. $5 super chat.
Oh, I can do
from
that.
The slanderous slow-mo backslap. Yeah, you can do that.
Exposed. Heck yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do a music break.
Okay, Asante, take
slow-mo backslap.
What?
No, thank you. Ain't that type of party. I'm not the one with the headband and the glasses, bro. Come on now. What's going on?
Hey, there you go. Black Viking, is that your name? I'm just kidding.
What's up?
Do you know the no, it's Alex tradition?
I do.
Takes his shirt off.
You can do that. And blow your
whenever Flight Sim, I already have my costume for Flight Sim when it comes out. A pilot hat, a bow tie, and no shirt, and I'm playing I'm live streaming for like 12 hours.
He acted like he coming from the beach.
Are you playing that
Slow-mo
PC or
backslap.
console?
PC.
Of course.
Nice.
Yeah.
Of course. Even though I'll be honest, I like playing it on the Series S specifically, just so it just blows my mind, the visuals, while I'm playing on this potential toaster.
It's kind of
crazy.
Yeah.
You know, petabytes of data moving through a toaster. It's
kind of crazy.
Anyway,
Literally,
right? You know, Slow-mo, $5 super chat. He says, I am not a Steam whore. I'll say it because we're on the show. Forte is lying. I buy/play my games on all launchers. The problem is when Xbox app games don't work, I will get it on Steam. Now,
I wonder
he is
if there's
he is true on that.
I wonder if there's an actual thing that says the last time he engaged with a game that was inside the launcher on the Xbox. Let's see.
He is true on that because, as I said, right now they have tied the Windows Store to the Xbox ecosystem store, right? And it takes a long time to get a game or a patch released. So while it goes quickly to Steam, right? The minute the game is out, 3 days later, you're on version patch number 1.5. It takes a while to get it out on Xbox because they have to go through certification. You know, JD Gamer, $5 super chat. He says, K Asante, I'm with you, and I expect they will do that next gen. I even predicted that this has a lot to do with Bond's statement about more power than ever. Now, when did she say more power than ever?
Exactly. She never
did she say
said
technological leap or did she say
said-
power?
She said
technological leap. Technological leap is, you know, you got to be careful now. You might be setting yourself up a little bit. You know, do you know what a technological leap was? When they miniaturized the Kinect and then put it on an iPhone. Big tech, small package. That was the technological leap. Didn't give you any power. It was just a technological leap. So you may want to be careful a little bit there. And the elusive one, Lucius Augustus, $5 super chat. He says media simultaneously believes no one wants Game Pass while also believing Game Pass has fundamentally shifted consumer behavior. Schrodinger's Game Pass.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good point. Okay, Sandy, thank you so much for reading those. Wow, that was.
Oh no, it's
it
great.
just kept
It's
coming,
great.
man. It just kept coming. So I get Black Viking. So, dude, what are your thoughts on all this?
Well, I mean, I jumped in a lot, like when everybody else was talking. I think another point that I'll bring up, a lot of people are slander. It's not slander. I just get. I think my biggest point, like, I love Game Pass, right? Like, I've shifted a lot of my habits on like what I buy from Game Pass, or not from Game Pass, but from Xbox, right? So I own a PC, I own a ROG Ally, and I own an Xbox, right? And I love the Play Anywhere feature, right?
Yes.
So when games come out, typically I look for that because I like to play a lot of my words are fucked today. Jesus, I'm sorry. What I like to do most of the time is spend a lot of time on my handheld to get through a lot of these games, right? So if I feel like I cannot play it on my ROG Ally simultaneously with my PC or Xbox, then typically I'll just buy it on Steam if it's a third-party game, right? I'm glad that Game Pass exists because it's like I can just play all those games on my ROG Ally and my Xbox and PC.
ROG what?
My ROG Ally, baby. No, put that away. Put that down.
Put somebody's eye out with that.
Yeah. But like you brought up this chart right here, right? So when we're talking about messaging, whenever for Xbox, whenever they come out with stuff, changes or whatever, this chart would have been really nice to see, right? Because who made this chart? Clobro?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, like this would have been really nice to see, and then people wouldn't have gotten confused over what everything means. And you know, when the media gets a hold of stuff, it goes left, it goes right, it goes up, it goes down, it goes everywhere, right? But something like this would have been really nice to see when they did release the new Game Pass structure. Like I said, the standard edition is just a marketing type thing to where they don't want to seem like they're forcing you to ultimate. It's the illusion of choice. but most people are going, oh, for $4 more or $5 more, you know, I get all of this versus like no day one games, right?
Yeah.
Core is core. PC Game Pass, you know, we already know the move and how PC gamers are for that. But I'm with Asante and everybody else with the Fire Stick stuff. I bought it because I was genuinely surprised at the no console, no problem that we all probably have mentioned marketing for it. In my opinion, it would have been better. It's like away from your Xbox, no problem, right? Yeah. So now you're not pooping on your
road trip,
your console sales, and you can still market this out to everybody, you know. So that's why I bought one, and I've been testing it like crazy to see who this actually is for. I know a lot of people in the chat said, "Well, this is for."
Do you like it?
So I like it whenever I have over 500, 600 download speed.
Gotcha.
I do not like it. And my kids don't like it, you know, ranging from ages 9 all the way up to 15, really don't like it whenever it's the average US speed, which is 240 download speeds. And this is your first impression on people that you want to dip your toe in, right? So your first impressions are everything. And when it comes to branding, whenever somebody plugs it, oh, I could play Fortnite, I could play XYZ, and I plug it in and I have 720p, 1080p on my 55-inch TV with crazy latency, they were like, damn, media was right about Xbox. Not saying it's true. Right. But you put yourself in a very bad situation for that to happen. So Parris is in the chat.
Yeah,
listen,
you might want to read that.
Yeah, you know, he might not be in anybody else's chat for a long time after I see him. Okay.
I just need a cameraman, bro. I just need a cameraman to capture the footage. I will watch it. It'll be brilliant. I need to see y'all meet. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
He said I'm back to say that Black Viking has 46 days left and it's on site. You guys notice the ones that usually talk the most shit can't back it up.
Wow.
Huh, Parris?
You know,
brother, I haven't met you yet. I have met him. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's fine. I've taken out bigger.
I heard Muhammad Ali talk some shit. I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness.
He can back it up.
Yeah, he proved himself though.
Much love these guys. And also a big shout out to Epic Treasure for joining us in the chat. It's always great to see Epic Treasure. She is amazing. And look who decided to come back. Huh. Well, here we go. Huh.
Let's go.
Hi, Parris. Hey.
What's up? What's good? What's good, cuz?
I see you got a lot of words.
Yeah, I do. What's up?
You got a lot to say. Look, like I said in the chat, like I've told you in the DMs, and I'm gonna say it right now for the world to hear. You got 46 days, sir. 46 days, and we'll see. We'll see what happens in them streets of Seattle.
I'm clipping this just in case I do lose. I can come with you with the lawsuit and say, see, this man been bullying me. I'm gonna win either way, Parris.
Oh my goodness.
I love you, dog, though.
No, on the real though. Nah, man, I can't wait till we get to meet in person, and it's gonna be fun, man. Looking forward
it's gonna
to
be
it.
nice, man.
Yeah. Hey, I don't want to disrupt. I just came here to talk shit. I'll leave.
You're always welcome to jump on. You can come back too. I just say it. Parris, thank you, sir. Okay. So with that, this has been a fun show, but I want look at this, man. I know, and hilarious, but Mash, dude, you are awesome. He gifted another 10 memberships. That's 25 memberships that he's gifted tonight.
Wow.
And let's see, it went out to Primo Drake, Eclipse Bino, I just want to need my glasses. Day Rizzy, JD Gamer. Let's see. Cage Fielder. Wow.
Young Dreads. Young Dreads, the artist.
The artist.
Young
Younger. Okay,
Dreads.
there we go. I don't know where I was going
That's
with that.
my boy.
Yeah. Thank you for the. Wow. Okay. E ranks. Mash is awesome. Weapon X. One Trick Pony. Yeah. So, dude, thank you so much, Mash. I greatly appreciate you doing that. And then we also have another super chat. If you don't, I know you like pronouncing this name.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Will Broke Boy Lewis. I always got to do with that inflection. Willie Broke Boy Lewis. But a $5 super chat saying, I just paid $143 to get Game Pass for 2 years, CD keys 3 years, Game Pass Core 1 month, Game Pass Ultimate stacking. Stacking gives you up to 2 years of Game Pass Ultimate subs. Has to be expired to do this. Nah, there are lots of great stacking options out there. I used the website. I got what was it, $28 for 3 months, and I have it full. I stacked it all the way up to 2027. I think I'm in May or June 2027 at this point. So, you know, none of this stuff
is by
phases
far
me.
the cheapest way, legit way, cheapest way to do this.
Absolutely.
is
Wait till Black
Game
Friday.
Pass Core.
Many deals there too. You know, yeah, always
Yep,
happens.
Game Pass Core and convert it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
okay, I got to do another quick shout out.
Oh my goodness,
Doom Cutie is in the chat as well. Doom Cutie, I just love
girl.
She's so awesome. So it looks like all the our all Australian content creators are waking up.
The dollary do peddlers.
Exactly.
So Black Viking,
Yeah.
you elaborated like, hey, this doesn't. I'm trying to figure out who it's for. I'm curious, who do you think it's for? Like the whole cloud thing, the Fire Stick thing. Who do you think they're targeting?
Honestly,
and does it make sense?
If you're a technologist and you have really good internet speeds, I think it's for people who already have a PC and a console that want to play in another, like in a different room, right? Like I don't see it for. I couldn't, in good conscience, recommend it to anybody. Like because like whenever you want to, unless you have like Wi-Fi 6 and really really good internet, I couldn't recommend it to anybody. I was just like, yo, just wait for Black Friday. I'm sure there'll be a used Series S for $150, and you get a controller with that, and you can download.
Real quick, Black Viking,
Yeah.
you said you were going to test it out with the Ethernet cable. Were you able to do so? Did it
I
change
did,
your
yeah.
equation any?
Yes, so I think it's good, like whenever you have it plugged into your Ethernet, like straight. But like most people do that for their PCs or for their right.
Sure.
So
and
like
it doesn't come with it.
and it doesn't come with it, right? And then for
Yep.
countries like I was like, maybe this would be good for like people in India or Africa or or other affluent, not affluent, but less that don't have the right infrastructure, right? But but their internet speeds are 10 times as worse than ours.
Yep.
So
I agree with you. Yep.
I think it's a great additive, right? I like the cloud. I think it's great. I just don't think the marketing of it as like, hey, I know you like to play games, even though you don't have a console. Why don't you come over here? Like who? Who is it for? Like even like for kids, right? Most kids already have a tablet. They could play Minecraft on there or whatever,
True.
right? They could play Fortnite on there natively, right? And when my kids
Warzone on there,
right, and when my kids try to go over and try to play Fortnite on the stick, they weren't having it. They was like, no, I'm not doing. I'll go back to my tablet.
So I will say this. For me, my experience with it so far, provided you are in the best scenario possible, because again, we can get real deep into the weeds. We're not gonna, but it's not only your internet that's the problem. It's your Wi-Fi. I have a Wi-Fi 6E, and it has Wi-Fi 6E, so it elevates the experience. It's how close it is to your stereo. Is your stereo speaker shielded? Because if it's not, it could interrupt Bluetooth. There's a lot that goes into getting
the
right.
controller part.
I've had to move my stick.
The controller
twice.
part of it.
I had to move my stick twice for Wi-Fi, just so it can be optimal.
Just so it can be in the ideal situation.
So,
But if you're in the ideal scenario, right, this is an indoctrination machine. That's what this is, right? For me, anyway. Seriously, my children.
No, you're right.
like my kids have played through all the OG Mario and Sonic games that I played when I was a kid. Because damn it, your daddy is a gamer, and I'm going to share my love of gaming with you. My 5-year-old is a 5-year-old that can do the Mario, throw your hat, jump over it, he can like fly with Mario now. I'm just like, you do things my fingers can't do anymore. You know, the kid's great now because of starting him on that old path, right? They've been wanting to play Xbox. They've been wanting to, because it's indoctrination. They want to play what daddy is playing. Otherwise, they're fine with their tablets, right? In the ideal scenario, this is a good little thing that you plug into. Maybe you put it in the kids' room, and now they're playing, I don't know, what do you call it? Peppa Pig or any of those things. You're not playing Call of Duty, right? So in my ideal scenario, you curate a list of games that's not like the big Game Pass thing, the big with the online streaming and all of that. You have a specifically curated list, cheaper price, right? And all those games are the slower games that would still work great on something like this. And then you market it for families. You market it for very young gamers, right? And as they grow and they realize that there's more to it, then they can get into the deeper waters. But if you market it well and you have a subscription tier directly for them, it could have legs. And I would be glad to peddle the $40 device to my kids or my family members and say, hey, this is for your kids. And the games there won't have COD. They won't have GTA because you don't want them to play it anyway. They're too young for that.
But so you're still talking about an adjacency of you know what it is and you're helping somebody get there. Will they have acquired a customer on their own? And I don't know. So do you guys think this would drive numbers?
All right.
Look, provided that it has that ideal scenario and it is bundled with the right device, it is bundled with the right subscription tier. Controller. I bet with the controller, that's the bundle. I bet the man Forte would be able to move some units there whenever a family member comes in and says, hey man, I just want something small for my kid, whatever. Provided that they've put those puzzle pieces together. Forte, please tell me I'm wrong.
Go ahead, sorry, yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I mean, you just stroked my ego, but thank you. You just stroked my ego. But
he be stroking.
Hey now.
No,
there'll be no stroking on this hair show. Calm down.
Well, okay. So what was interesting in what you just said, Kay, was like the come ups of your family, your kids, how you got them into it.
Yeah.
That's the thing that throws me off about this whole thing, because that's why we always say this isn't for us. This isn't for our kids. This isn't even probably for their kids. This is probably so far down the line, because like you just said, Harge, who is actually willing to just pick this up and use it and let this be their only entry point into gaming? I can't see nobody doing that as their only entry point to gaming as of right now, because of what Kay Asante just said. Like, my kid is the same way. Like, they played on tablets, but guess what? They saw me playing games. They like playing games. They got introduced into the way that I play games. So they have an Xbox. They have a PlayStation. They have a PC. They have a physical thing in their hand that is native to the experience that they're playing. Now, what Microsoft is betting on, at some point, us old farts are going to, leave. And then our kids, are they going to be willing to do the same thing that we did for them? Are they going to still see that, physical, entity that you have in your hand as being the thing that you access your games with, inside of a house or a home, or like how laptops and stuff are? Is that still going to be the prevalent thing, 10, 15 years from now? I think it still will, because I still don't know where internet structure and infrastructure is going to be at that point. But they're making a bet that by building this over the next 15 to 20 years, at some point that switch is going to flip. And then it's going to be, everybody is going to be used to playing, mobile.
It's going to be Netflix.
Yeah, everybody, because they think about it. Nobody, when Blockbuster disappeared, it was like, nobody thought it would ever happen, first of all. I mean, and nobody, think about it like this too. Even with my job at GameStop, no one thought we would get to a point where physical media is literally 10 to 15% of all games sold.
I mean, Redbox just disappeared. Did anybody care? They were too
Nobody
busy on
cared.
Netflix.
Yeah, so we're going to get to a point where it's going to hit saturation, where it's going to be like, this is what the norm is. It's just that right now, it's so many people that are used to playing a particular way. And I think we're of everybody on this panel, I think we're all, except for Harge, is acceptance of that being a future. I just think a lot of people right now thinks like, yo, but that future is nowhere near time to talk about. And you don't need to compromise your actual hardware to like force that reality when that reality isn't going to happen in my lifetime or even probably my kid's lifetime.
Wow. Okay. You think it's that far out?
At least halfway through your kids' generation, probably.
And I kind of tend to agree. I just think it fizzles at some point because like the local hardware you have will be so ridiculously powerful. It's like, okay, I can just play whatever I want on here. But here's another question. So Forte, what do you think is this holiday season? What do you think the console prices will be? Because there's going to be deals. We know, right? There's going to be bundle deals and all that stuff.
Dirt cheap.
What do you think? Yeah. So if you want to like get customers, right? Do you think there'll be like a $180, $200 Series S, something like that?
Series S's I could see 150 if they want to get real aggressive, 125. But I can see I saw 150 at Costco, so it's that's because of memberships and stuff. So I can see 150 at retail for those. I can see Series X's 300. Maybe particular retails do their own sale where they drop it to 250 or 280 or something like that, because it's all about it's all about the attachments when it comes to that. They're willing to sacrifice how much they're willing to sell the system for to get more revenue off of the stuff that you buy, the attachments with it. So I think console sales are going to be very, 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 very the prices are going to be low. I think they're going to be competitive. PlayStation is going to probably do a lot when it comes to discounting their systems because let's be for real, you got Grand Theft Auto coming out next year, because I think this is going to be the last year where you're going to see systems selling at the prices that they're selling at before discounts, because I think next year when all the games start releasing that require you to upgrade, I think that's when you're going to see them make the most money, because right now they're just peddling water. NCAA football comes out this week, and that is one of the very first games from EA that require you to have a Series X or a PS5 or a Series S. It's not on PC. It's not on last gen. What's going to happen when Grand Theft Auto comes out? It's rumored that it's next gen only. I would assume it's going to be next gen only, and if it is next gen only, you're going to have a swath of people that's going to move over. So they're going to have a lot of deals this holidays to entice people to come over now, because it's going to be more cost effective for them to do it this year than it is next year. Because next year, I think system prices they're going to go right back up to $500, and you're going to be paying more money. So I wouldn't be surprised this holiday to see ridiculous deals on consoles, with everybody knowing that the future is going to be next gen only for a lot of these games.
So
this is all what I expect. I expect the same. Sorry, go ahead. Somebody was trying to.
I was just wanted to point out that I don't know how good y'all's used merchandise is at GameStop, but there's Series S's on there for 170 right now used.
I know.
So
I know. I sold one the other day.
And if you have one of those, or you get a Fire Stick for 35, got to buy a controller, and then you get the Ethernet adapter for, that's about $100, right? You telling me I can get all this shit natively, and have a Windows store, and have not a Windows store, but a store to where I can buy 2K, the new college football, like all those games, right?
It's a different world.
It is, for $70 more, you're tripping. I can't recommend it.
That's the whole thing that I would sit that, because it's like, everybody talks about, because the S is holding back the X to an extent. I always feel like this is the year, or even next year could be the year where you start separating that. Like, instead of having the part, I mean, you can still have a partnership with Amazon with the Fire Stick and everything, but why can't the S be that? Why can't the S be the system that if it natively can play on the system, let it natively play on the system? But if it's a game that is a little bit more technical, it can't natively play, why not let that be the thing that accesses the internet to be cloud-based? Because then you're not sacrificing your next-gen console, your X, because you
preach.
Listen, that's how I always felt about it. Like, we're sacrificing one thing by making the other thing have to run things it can't run. So why go out in partnership with them with for a Fire Stick to do something that your console literally can do in-house right now?
Well, look, the console should still get the game, but to that point, there is this rumor that GeForce Now will be coming to Xbox, right? And that gives you that capability, right? If you do want to say, hey, I get a Series S, but hey, this game is a little too much for it works, but it's too much. I don't get enough performance. You can subscribe for a month to GeForce Now. And I
feel like if you're going to do, I don't think you should charge people
your Game Pass.
I don't feel like you should charge people more for something that they already have. I'm just saying if they truly want to, if they truly want to fix the situation that they had, all they have to do is make the games. Because as long as you can still play the game, that's the biggest thing. Most of these people only play the third-party games anyway. The first-party games are games that, are supplementary to the games that they play more consistently when it comes to, I guess Call of Duty's first party now, so that doesn't make sense anymore. But, like Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that. As long as they have an option to play the game, that should be the minimum standard. Now, if they want to have an extra tier to say, if you are in Game Pass Ultimate for the $5 extra a month, then you get access to higher, to a higher tier of streaming when it comes to that. And then you can get better, I forget what they call it and everything. But that's where I think they need to start at. It's like you already have the hardware in-house that you can literally split that off, because give the developer a reason to say, hey, you don't have to make it run natively on an Xbox Series S. Just make it run through the cloud, and then we can work with that.
But you still run into all the issues of cloud, right? That's still there, right? But native box is native box, and I this is, to me, the answer is you just run it natively, get that Series S down as much as you can in the holidays, and people should just buy it. It's fine, right? So instead of I hear about all these like nephews and whatever, and like, just get this freaking Series S. I've done that to several of my nephews. Here's the Series S. Native gaming. You want to play a Fortnite? Keep playing your Fortnite. You want Game Pass? Here's some Game Pass. Enjoy. Right? To be honest, most of them, that's what they play. They'll play freaking Fortnite. And that's fine. Whatever.
Or Roblox.
Yeah. Whatever. Fine. But you've got your native experience. There you go.
We got if you don't mind, read a super chat and then one member chat. And start wrapping things up. Get some people out here.
JD Gamer, $2 super chat. He says BTV. TBV is the Black Viking. TBV. The Black Viking. The Black Viking is onto something. Wi-Fi 6 plus good internet. Yes,
always
indeed. Your scenario must be ideal. And of course, Big Mad Mo, member for 7 months. He says, shout out to the panel. I salute you, Chief. Needs to retire. Boot on next season is in effect. If you build it, they will come. Game Pass. Big Mad Mo, you are just as delusional as the TBV over here.
That sounds like a sexually transmitted disease.
Oh, no. It sounds like a sexually
no, it's terrible. That's just awful. How terrible. Oh, no.
Oh, we see special Nick in the chat. What's going on, Nick?
What's up, Nick?
Let's see. We have a $5 super chat from the JD Gamer. He says the problem with some of these ideas we have on the cloud and Game Pass is that we're enthusiasts trying to figure out the mass market consumes. That is an apt point, right? Because I struggle with that. I try to take myself out of the equation because, boy, when I'm playing games on this beast right here, it'll make your wig blow back. I need to understand that not everyone has that equation. Some people, you get what you get, you don't get upset, right? They plug it in, that is now your new device, and that's all you will ever have access to. And it might work for them. Although I will say I agree with Hargeet in the fact that we are in a world where we're almost mid to late gen in the console cycle, so prices go down ridiculously. And right now that plus minus ratio doesn't work out for cloud gaming. But the only thing there though is you wouldn't buy this specifically for cloud gaming. You buy it because you're watching the boys. You buy it because you're watching Reacher, right? And then, oh, by the way, it also does this.
Yeah.
Right? You don't buy it primarily for that purpose. You buy a $34 thing because it does nice 4K, you know.
So Asante, I agree with you on the idea that like Forte would have to sell this in a store and say it's bundled as a gaming device. It's a Fire Stick with the controller.
But in that scenario, it's not cost effective right now.
Right? Or something.
I saw like
$90
before.
Hey man, there was no Ouya slander. Calm down.
Hey, I sold a couple. I sold all my Ouyas and was like, please don't send me more.
They sold them at stores. Wow, that's amazing. I actually I kickstarted it. I actually got mine. I still have mine over here somewhere. Anyway, but yes. No, I do agree that in the world we live today, they're putting the cart before the horse a little bit. The tech is not ready for prime time, and cost effectiveness is a factor in the equation. Those who would be the target market will just wait, get a Black Friday deal and get it for $150 in a Series S, right? You can definitely do that. And then of course you don't have to deal with terrible high Wi-Fi from hotel Wi-Fi. You don't have to deal with any of that. You know, there are these guys that are prolific in the market. There's a lot of other options that now can serve that purpose, except for that $150 thing that you would need to get there. But
even doing the Series S with the screen on top of it,
that's
a pretty killer solution.
Yeah, the screen is nice.
Yes, it is. Yep.
So you brought up a really cool thing, Asante. Not cool, but you said something. It was like it's not ready for prime time. Like we know it's been in beta for 5 years, but it's being advertised as if it is ready for prime time.
I don't know about it being advertised like it's ready for prime time. I wouldn't say they're just now what their marketing is Game Pass, right? That's their marketing.
Okay.
But I don't see their marketing being cloud gaming.
Well, I mean, when you think about Starfield, their biggest game last year, right? It was in conjunction with Samsung, right? No console, no problem, right? And now,
although the Samsung experience is different than the Fire TV experience,
so I have to test it out on my to test out my Samsung. Is it better? You think
it is better? It is better. I now speculation on my part, but from my experience, it looks like it's their hardware is on the green is on the whitelist, so you do get crisper picture. You do get 1080p. Like you can tell that it's using more of what it can do, because remember the Samsung TV also is plugged in via Ethernet cable.
It is. Yep.
Right.
Okay.
So there you go.
And it has a lower latency for the controller. They
lower latency for the controller. They have a special controller, and of course game mode and all of that. So it's not perfect. Don't compare it to say GeForce Now, because that's literally the comparison of comparing a 4090 machine to a Series S. That's literally what you're doing there, right? Literally, it's what you're doing there. It's just in the cloud. It's exactly the same comparison, but it is better on Samsung TV. Yes, it is.
Okay. Now I need to test it. I have 2 Samsungs. I need to test it out.
Nice. JD Gamer, $5 super chat. He says the PS3 sold as a Blu-ray player first, and then a games machine second. I purchased my big George Foreman grill, still around because of that. PS2 was a DVD, so this isn't a new strategy. It's the old Trojan horse technique. Absolutely. Yep. Agreed. Now, will it work? Time will tell.
Let's be for real though. Nobody wanted to spend $1,000 on a Blu-ray where you could buy a PS5, a PS. Two for what was it? 300? $299?
Blu-ray was PS3, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, Blu-ray was PS3.
PS3. So $600.
$600.
$600. Yeah. So
like, my George Foreman is still going strong, though. I'll be honest.
Think about DVDs. DVDs, when they released it, the PS2 as a DVD, you were still talking about $800 to $900 for a DVD player, and you're talking about $300 for a PS2.
No, I think it was like $200 or something ridiculous. It was really cheap.
I thought it was $200.
Yeah,
well, it might have been. But it was
I mean, they had it down pretty cheap.
some great games on that system.
Let's show this last little comment here. Special Nick paid.
He paid $1,000 dues for his PS3. Oh boy. I got
Do
my
you still
PS3
have
for
that?
free.
Do you still have that PS3, Nick?
Yeah.
I still have my PS3. I still have my PS3.
still got your
my old
original
George
one?
Foreman grill. Yeah, my OG day one George Foreman grill is still kicking today. Absolutely, it is. It's pretty awesome.
Force it all, huh?
And the Red Wolf for $5 super chat. He says, Viking, do you think it will? He's already doing. Do you think it will be when it always was? Of course, assuming there wouldn't be, there wouldn't have to be unless it would take what? Unless that which was taken is brought back. What? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Please.
You know, I need Viking. I need you to read that. You know,
read that again, please. Because I don't get that.
You seem to understand what this is.
Yeah. So Red Wolf always does like Mad Libs, like for a super chat.
He's doing that. Also, he's just screwing with me. Is what he's doing. Thank you.
Read it how it says it, and then give us what he is saying.
And give us what he's saying. That's right. Because I didn't get it.
Do you think that it will be
what it always
was? Of course, assuming that there wouldn't have been unless that which was taken is brought back.
Am I hearing this quote from Kamala Harris?
You see?
What the hell
Exactly.
is this?
Oh my God.
What?
He's channeling some Kamala Harris. All
right. What the heck is this?
I consider myself somewhat of an intelligent person until I read the super chat and I go,
what?
Excuse me?
What? Shout out to Red Wolf for that, bro. That was
Thank you,
great.
Red Wolf. You broke my brain.
Wolf.
Appreciate you, sir.
Oh,
Appreciate you.
Lord. Too funny. Guys, thank you all so much for being here. I mean, almost 3 hours. And thank you all. And real life happens, so I appreciate whenever you guys were able to jump on. So please don't fret. And like I said, I greatly appreciate that you guys were here. And I think we got a great show. The audience got a great show themselves from everybody being on. And shout out to Parris Lily for jumping on for a little bit and jumping off and then jumping back on for a little bit to talk some smack. I appreciated that. and then of course all the wonderful community members, the people in the chat, fantastic, and great members that also that put out great content themselves. There's so many, too many to mention, but I will mention a few. Doom Cutie, Epic Treasure, even so, Mr. Boomstick, and others. We saw let's see, oh my gosh, he does a show the same time as you do.
Luke Laura.
Yeah, Luke Lore was on there. Yeah. So many other great members of the chat.
Yes, sir.
Infinite Umbra was on there as well. I saw him. And Forte, your cohort, Slimo Backslap, it jumped on as well. So anyway, thanks to everybody for jumping out, for coming in, and Red Wolf and everybody. Appreciate you guys so much. Dirt Griggity. It's to him, and again,
Doc
also
Dark was in here.
Doc Dark was. You're right. You're right.
Sir.
And Mash, thank you so much, giving over 25 memberships tonight, above and beyond, sir. Much respect to you. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
So the guys, it's a fantastic show. If you don't mind, we're gonna start it, and we're gonna start in the bottom corner. We're gonna make our way back around. We're going to end with Asante. We're going to start with the Black Viking, as it were, because I just, it's as we do our exit. So Black Viking, please tell everybody where they can find you, where they can reach out to you, when your shows are on, and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, man. First of all, thanks for having me on. Sorry I was super late, and I probably extended this conversation probably another 52 minutes.
It's all good. All good.
But it's cool, man. I love talking with Forte, Asante, you, and Hargeet, man. It's always a good time. You guys can find me at the Longhouse Gaming Podcast. every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Me and two of my co-hosts, Black Skeleton and Supernova, man, we just be cutting it up. Red Wolf be in there giving me mad libs like that. And yes, I read them the exact same way. Sometimes I answer them.
And he blows the horn too. Don't forget about
That's
that.
right. That's right. I blow the horn. Hey, these lips ain't cheap, baby. These lips ain't cheap.
Oh yeah, there you go.
It costs $20. But yeah, man, you guys can catch me on that. It's a good time. But yeah, thanks again for having me on.
Thank you so much for being here. And as I get ready to go around, I will say also, please subscribe to our channel as well as all these great content. Everybody here has a show. Everybody here needs you to subscribe to their channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out any other great content. Please do that, because these guys have earned it. Even if you don't get to watch them live, watch the replay. It's just as important. Leave comments and just tell them what you feel. Hit the like button. Even if you don't like it, hit the dislike button, because you know what? That helps too. Just saying. And with that said, Forte, Gaming Forte, the man. Thank you so much for being here, sir. Thank you for joining us tonight. Please tell everybody where they can find you, where they can reach out to you, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. First of all, I appreciate the invite as always being here. Don't get a chance to chop it up with you guys as much as I talk to other people, so having difference of opinions and stuff and just talking about it is always great. I really appreciate that. Once again, my fault for being late, but like I said, we're always gonna try to do right by the people that do right by us and stuff. So we got to definitely make sure that we do this again. For myself, Gaming Forte, YouTube, Twitter, Xbox Live, and PlayStation, same name as you saw. DPS podcast is every Thursday, 9 p.m. with the homie Slowmo Backslap. We will be launching it exclusively on our DPS channel within the next couple of weeks. So make sure you go tag that channel, because that's where the podcast is going to live. But when it comes to like just different discussions on gaming and everything else, subscribe to the my channel, and it's going to be great on that one. With that, really appreciate it. You guys have a great week, a good weekend, and we will talk again next time.
And Kay, can you read what the dirt said there to Forte?
He said Forte always late.
That's your friend,
man.
Was I late to get you that PlayStation?
Oh,
I think I got that. I think I was there on time when you got that PlayStation one.
Tell him how much is the trade-in value on that again?
$325, and you better not trade it in. You're gonna be crying. You're gonna be mad when something come up. Be like, man, I can't talk junk about PlayStation because I ain't got a PlayStation no more.
and he bleeds green too. He bleeds green.
Dirt. The one thing I will say is Dirt is a good guy. That dude is he's hilarious. I love him for what he is, and I appreciate him always. And not only because he lives in the same state as me, because it's a great state to live in.
There you go. There you go. So, Kay, you don't mind reading that real quick?
Yeah, Will Broke Boy Lewis with a $2 super chat. He says, K Asante, Broke Boy is my rap name, by the way. Okay. We gotta go search the Spotify for Broke Boy. All right, we're gonna check you out, bro. Thank you for being here and the support. And of course, the slanderous one, Slowmo Backslap says, facts. He is always late, even on his own podcast.
Oh, okay, sure.
Griggity says, I didn't buy a PS5. That was AI.
I think he knows the truth.
And you know what? That might be. I got a picture. Maybe that's a really good mock-up of that picture. I got a picture with him.
See, now you're putting him on Front Street. What are we doing right now?
Another happy customer.
There you go. And with that said, real quick, before I get to Hargeet, here I am looking, finding something while I'm talking over myself, trying to find it. Where is it at? Oh my goodness! Have you ever had a night where you just hit the wrong button and then you lose yourself in total chaos and lose the show? And everybody's looking at you like, what is he waiting for? What is he doing? Well, I'm gonna find it.
Every day I look at my desktop and look at all the icons on it and realize that I need to redo my desktop.
While you look for it, I can answer Red Wolf's super chat that he had, because nobody answered. So I don't think that it will always be the same as it always was, even though it was taken to be brought back. There will always be changes and impacts for the experience. can't be undone.
True.
There you go. There you go. And I did find what I was looking for. Thank you, Mr. Dirt Griggity.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
There you go. Hargeet, Chani, please tell everybody where they can find you. And you're not on social media, but you are on Discord, and that is also in the description below. So please check that out. Please tell everybody what shows you're going to be on. What a list.
So I'm Chani on Discord and Xbox. And you can subscribe to my channel, Hargeet Chani 1. That's YouTube, Hargeet Chani 1. And if you want to get this book, it's Emergence. It's a sci-fi novel. Check it out. shop.chani.us. You can it'll link you over to Amazon or Barnes and Noble, etc. Or if you want, like Dave is showing the cup, the mug, right? So I have merch. You pick it up. You can get a signed copy if you like. Go for it. Next up, I think, is going to be the double header of Primetime Gaming on Boom's channel, Double Barrel Gaming, and then a Games Talk Live with Fonz Gaming. That'll be 7 p.m. with US Eastern with Boom, and then 10 p.m. US Eastern with Fonz. So we'll see what happens. And I think by then we should have some more news about Game Pass. The Modern Warfare 3 hopefully is announced, right? We'll see. I think 16 or so, right? Usually they start the second half, right, with the announcements of what's coming next. So I'm looking forward to what they're going to remove, because I'll know what to play then, right? So but yeah, so check those out on Wednesday.
So if this is about competition, let us have competition.
Sorry, I had to throw that in.
Says Xerxes.
There you go. Asante.
Yes,
words
sir.
can't express how much I appreciate you, sir. So thank you so much for being here. And please tell everybody where they can find you and all the great programs that you put on, sir.
Oh yeah. Well, first and foremost, I appreciate all my great panel members for being here. It's always great chopping it up with like-minded individuals. We can have a great time and talk about all these things and just keep it gaming. It's always great. Love dissenting opinions. Helps me grow. Helps me learn. So thank you guys so much for being here and just having a great time with the rest of us. You can catch me, K Asante, TK0 Asante, on all the platforms that you can find a search engine on, and I'll be there. We can talk about it if you want to be about those games. You will actually find me tomorrow night with Mr. John Wolf, who I see in the chat. As we're drawing closer to a ROG Ally X Day, there's most likely going to be excitement and conversation in on the Gamers Playground, which is the show we do specifically for we talk games in general, but we're really talking about PC gaming and handheld gaming, things like that. So there'll be some chat there, and we're gonna spend a bit more time on cloud gaming, talking about all the various places you can actually achieve that, various handhelds in VR, on desktops, on different third-party devices. You can basically play Game Pass and GeForce Now and all this on so many different devices now, and they all have their pluses and minuses. So we'll jump into that and talk about that a little bit. And then of course, Saturdays I do GCP. My boy Everborn Saga and I, we jump on. We sometimes have a great guest. Sometimes we have guests that grow. It goes from one guest to 15 guests by the end of it. Last week was pretty fun.
Oh yeah, last week was crazy.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. We brought the back Viking to the congregation. We brought him on front, and we asked him to explain himself, because the man wrote an amazing article about the evolution of Halo and his opinions on it. And he wrote that on the gamingcircle.com, new little blog I started some time ago, having a lot of great community members come in and lend their voices. We're writing articles, they're writing articles, we're jumping in and having a good time. So come check us out, gamingcircle.com or GCP, the Gaming Circle podcast. But thank you guys so much. Also, in case you want to know some of the touch points of last week's show, Slow-Mo Backslap is there to provide. He says Halo dating evolved. Or what is it? Halo Strange? No. Yeah, Halo is strange. Halo is strange. A la Life is Strange, but Halo is strange. Yes, it was that kind of a show. It was a great time. Needless to say, thank you guys so much for checking us out, and we'll see y'all next week.
Sounds good. And of course, all of these gentlemen that have a fine podcast, their shows are available right now. So if you're wanting something else to listen to or watch tonight, jump on one of those channels and play up their content, because it's there on basically a free to view. Just jump on and watch it, archived there for you to enjoy time and time again. So please do that. And again, if you don't mind, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed already, we're on the road to getting 3K, and we'd like to get there before the end of the year. So if you can, help us out. And if not, that's okay too. But anyway, hit the like button. And thanks again for everybody that joined us tonight on the Gamers Council.
Game over.